call, stupid. The Peter fans who call, very bright. This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
301 of the big city, Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. We got a full frontal vehicle today till 7 o'clock, leading into that rivalry like no other, Knicks-Grizzlies at the Garden.
Oh,
as the Knicks continue their dominance at Madison Square Garden. Rangers finally got a win at the Garden last night, so does that mean the Knicks lose tonight? We'll have to pay attention and wait and see. We're a little light to start the show, Peter.
Whoopie-doo!
First, I want to say, because it relates to why Alan's not here. Happy Veterans Day, everybody.
There you go. I knew it.
Most celebrated yesterday because it's a Monday, and if you had a day off, it was probably yesterday. And they celebrated the military over at The Rock yesterday, so that was great. A lot of veterans there. But today technically is Veterans Day, so for all the people that served, we cannot thank you enough for your service to the country and all the things that we have at our disposal that we take for granted every single day because you went out there, whatever war it was. We've only got a handful of people alive from World War II, but whether it's Korea, Vietnam, all of the different wars, the sacrifices that all veterans made, even people that were in the military between wars. We thank you for your service. My dad served in the Navy, so thank you so much for your service. We also just had a very surreal situation that we want to acknowledge.
Before that, I just want to add to what Don just said. One of the reasons I'm most grateful for veterans. Don, can you imagine if they were relying on us? Me and you. If you were counting on us to hold up anything, to physically protect this nation from anything, God knows what language we'd be speaking.
Yeah,
nanu. It wouldn't.
We just handed it back over.
Yeah,
because and what was great about my dad is that he served, but he didn't sit there and show off about it. He was very proud of it. He would tell a story or two, but that was part of it. The reason my dad was in the Navy was because he was going to get drafted. And he said rather get drafted in a branch of service he didn't want to necessarily go to. He always wanted to go to the Navy, so he enlisted in the Navy rather than be drafted and go to the Army or Marines. You were going to get drafted. That was something. It was a fait accompli. So you had to sacrifice something in your life for the greater good. We don't have to do that because of people like my dad, people like your grandfather, people like all the veterans out there that didn't have a choice. A lot of people do have a choice, and we were very thankful that you choose that. But there was a time that, hey, you turned 18 years old, whether you liked it or not, you're going to serve your country. We don't have to do that.
Very lucky that as of now, that's not what's
our biggest problem is who to start a quarterback in our fantasy league because our starter got hurt.
No, have you ever seen these things move around sometimes on the internet? It's always based around wrestling, but you can do the same thing around sports.
Sure.
They'll show, like, someone will film at a wrestling show. All these people, like my age, like between 30s and 40s, dressed up like morons, walking around with fake championship belts, T-shirts, face paint on, and the caption will say, like, people used to fight in wars.
Yeah,
and now
exactly.
It's 45-year-olds playing cosplay and going to Javits Center to go meet, Starman.
Right.
We're lucky. We're very lucky.
And that always reminds me of the story that people will say, oh, look at these nerds dressed up as stormtroopers to go see the new Star Wars movie, yet you'll be basically everything except stirrups to go to a Yankee game. Right? How is that any different?
It's a
jersey, hat.
By the way, what a profound point. It's not said enough, honestly.
And nobody's like, oh, look at that nerd. He's dressed up like he's playing in the game.
By the way, it's such a great point.
But you're a nerd for dressing up for the movie you're going to go see.
There's a
big
thing. There's a big difference. One form of entertainment is much cooler. Now,
quickly, the surreal moment. Is that what you're going to bring up?
Yeah. So Don and I are doing the show.
Minding our own business.
And Don's doing his lovely salute to service, his tribute to the troops, if you will, on this Veterans Day. And the door swings open. And a broadcasting legend walked through the door.
He did.
Michael Kay.
The transmitter.
The transmitter himself, Michael Kay, walks in. I know he walked in because I heard the door slam. Because we don't work in a proper radio studio, so the doors, instead of closing slowly so they don't make a loud noise, they slam completely shut like animals.
Right.
He lets the door completely slam shut. Picks up his cell phone, which he obviously had left in the studio. Doesn't look around at either of us. There's not an attempt at eye contact.
Yeah, not a wave, not a little.
Not an acknowledgement, not a sorry I walked in the room vibe. Not a, oh, hey, should I go sit and maybe join?
Yeah.
And then grabs the door, throws it open, and slams it a second time.
That's it. Like, listen, getting my phone is more important than anything you're going to do for the next 4 hours.
It's unbelievable.
Now, we opened up talking about the veterans, and today we had the parade, which affected Alan greatly. But Alan has made it to Madison Square Garden.
My God. As I live and
has
breathe.
joined us in the first segment of the show, which I did not have on my betting card. Alan, you okay, buddy?
I'm just cleaning off my camera to make sure it's nice and clean. You see, I have my cleaner. This is on me, by the way. Like, how do I not think to myself, it's Veterans Day? Probably should take the train today, idiot, because you can't get crosstown in this afternoon. So getting here was quite an adventure. Took an hour to get cross town, and that's just part of it being a New Yorker. So that's on me. I apologize for being tardy, and you can hold me in contempt.
I would not. I'm gonna push back and defend you against yourself. I would have thought, if anything, Veterans Day is a holiday. This shouldn't be too bad driving in.
Yeah,
I don't know if I wouldn't have thought about the parade either. And by the way, you can keep wiping that camera as long as you want.
Yeah.
You're still going to look 30 years behind me and Don in the studio.
Really, it's that bad.
You look like you know what you look like right now.
Damn.
The one picture of Chernobyl after it melted down,
right?
Because the radiation affected the camera. I don't know if you've ever seen that. That's what it looks like.
Why am I trashed? Why me?
I can't believe it's still on my end. I got to be honest.
It looks perfect.
Looks crystal clear.
No.
Because what happens is you're looking at the local feed.
Yeah.
And your local feed is super clear. But
you don't
something
think it's
happens,
the 0.5 camera? They do the extra wide on. I have
don't
two
know.
choices, but if I do the other one, my head's it's like gigantic in the screen. It's no good.
Hey, listen, I got to give credit where credit is due. If I'm going to give this place a hard time, I should give them the credit that being in studio, these cameras look pretty damn good.
They do.
Yep.
And because
it's an adventure after.
And because it feeds directly into what we actually upload to the YouTube, it's the perfect look.
Yeah, I apologize.
Do you think, is anyone, by the way, are any of the Rosenberg haters at some point going to come out and go, hey, I said a lot of nasty things about Rosenberg, but Don and Alan, they're doing the show from God knows where. Rosenberg's in there every day. Is that ever coming?
Hey, you were in here on a Friday.
On a Friday by myself.
Right.
When do the emails start rolling in? Oh, Peter, thank you for the commitment.
Nope.
They're still mad at me.
We appreciate your effort.
Well, they'll find something else to get mad at you for.
I think we just have a Don thanks drop for you. We can do that.
By the way, you know what? How about this one?
Okay, boys.
Hang on.
I'll take it. How about this, by the way? They don't tell you this, guys, when you're trying to, and this will bring us into one of the things we want to discuss today, of course.
Sure.
Oh, it's so appealing. What a very attractive job in New York to go coach the Giants. Very attractive. Does anybody tell you about this attractive moment when you come coach a New York team? The day after you've been let go and you're on the front page of the New York Post walking in the snow with a sweatshirt on, looking like a complete schlubberoo, walking down the street. Look, it's like they caught him. It's like they caught him like he's committing a crime.
Yeah.
No one tells you about that part when it doesn't work out. He's not the first one we've seen in this moment.
No, they can't wait to find you.
It's bad.
They got Saleh in the parking lot. Remember when Saleh left?
Oh, yeah. And you remember Joe Judge?
Judge had a party?
Joe Judge, all right, after he got fired, he got a bunch of pizzas and beers for everybody to say goodbye. And it was like, Pizza Boy or something, as he was really doing a nice thing for everybody that got let go.
We're really good at just kicking you on the way out.
Oh, yeah.
We're so good at that.
But it's a good place to start. Ian O'Connor's going to join us coming up at 4 o'clock, and he's all over this story. And we'll get in more depth with him at 4. But the main topic of conversation from his article today in the Post is the idea that Joe Schoen is not safe. Now, we had the opinion yesterday, Alan, and I think Peter agreed as well, that you need stability. And the statement from the Giants said, hey, we've got enough talent here to win. So it seemed like that was a vote of confidence for Joe Schoen. He did not deserve to lose his job. And that Brian Daboll did. And then the other reason that the other coaches are still around, well, Kafka has to be the interim head coach. Somebody has to coach the team. And everybody else stayed in place because you have to function for the next 7 weeks. But the idea is it's all going to get blown up at the end of the season, that Joe Schoen is going to make these decisions. But, Ian's reporting, and again, we'll have him on at 4 o'clock, that Schoen is not on stable ground. And that we could be having a conversation very soon on whether he is going to be the general manager of this team moving forward, that he may be here to help facilitate the next head coach, but still can end up walking out the door. And the two things that pop to mind is well, that's not good. That the guy that's going to decide who the next head coach is still might end up losing his job at the end of the day, come the end of the season, or after that decision's already made. And also it tells me, is Joe Schoen sticking around because maybe John Mara doesn't have, because of what he's going through with his cancer, the ability to make this decision? And where are we left, Alan, if it ends up being, the worst case scenario for the Giants organization, that John Mara is really ill, where do we stand if, God forbid, he no longer is the owner of the team? Like, are we to a point now where there's a lot of dysfunction, not necessarily because they don't know what they're doing, but has John's illness led them to make some very rash decisions here and could make even more rash decisions down the road?
There's great uncertainty, right, with the future of the Giants on many levels. Number one, it's, now they've got to find a head coach. Number two, is this the front office you're staying with, or is this just short term? I don't think the front office, look, as I talked about yesterday, if I was anybody in that front office, I'd be annoyed at the coaching, because I'd be mad at what should be a better record with the roster management that we have had over the last couple of years, right? That's how I would feel in the front office. I'd be a little frustrated. We lost some games we should have won. At worst 500, at best 6-4, and we should have won those games. And then we're talking about a completely different situation, and you have the continuity, I think, which is what John Mara talked about, with the reason why these guys are still here, why Brian Daboll got to coach this season at all, was because John just felt a little nostalgia watching a documentary and felt like, we can't keep turning this thing over. We got to give guys time, give it a chance, and he wanted to do that. And the coach failed them. The front office probably doesn't feel like they failed anybody. The front office feels like we're continuing to build here. We need more time to keep this roster going, but this year should have been a year where we proved that we could at least contend for a playoff spot. Never got that chance to do it because the coaching was so bad. But I just feel like if you're making a change at coach, some situations lead to, if you bring in a resume guy, that resume guy is like, I don't want this front office. I'll take the job, but I got to have my own people here. And then that changes up. But at the very top of the organization, that's also a big concern. Obviously, our first concerns are with the health of John Mara. There's no question about that.
Right.
But when you're looking at it right now, this does feel like, there is a lot of questions about the future of this franchise on many levels, not just head coach.
But is Joe Schoen involved in this decision? Or is he just on standby in case the next head coach wants him to be the general manager?
I think
because why would you make a decision to pick somebody that's not going to have you be the GM?
But you're not.
You're not.
What you're doing is you're at least beginning a process of identifying candidates, the obvious ones being coordinators that everybody feels should be next head coaches. Those are the ones you easily reach out to. You know how to get in touch with those teams, with their front office, to find out, to get the approval to meet with these coaches, to interview them, right? Sometimes that happens during a bye week for some teams. Sometimes that happens if you don't make the playoffs. Sometimes it happens if there's an off week between playoffs. Sometimes it happens after a playoff game. There's opportunities that you have to start setting that up now, because we're going to blink. Think about it. We had snow today, boys. I know we did on Long Island.
Sure.
We had snow. It didn't accumulate, but we had it, which means we know what's coming. Christmas music's playing, and that means the holidays are going to come, and in a blink, we're going to be when did it get to mid-December? When did it get to late December? So you've got to start preparing where at least you have a list and say, we've got some guys that we know we want to talk to. But those other dudes, like a Tomlin, like a Belichick, and like a Mike McCarthy, that's different. That's an agent that comes to you. They don't need Joe Schoen. They don't need a general manager to set that up. That's a completely different conversation that usually goes to the higher levels, which would be ownership.
It's going to get late early is what you're saying.
Yeah, no.
Yes, yeah.
And if you remember,
once said that.
And if you remember last year, the coach went first with the Jets and Saleh much earlier in the season, but he went, and then Joe Douglas was let go later on. So is that kind of what's happening here?
Well, we knew, right, guys? Didn't we know? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Joe kind of know that his days were numbered after Saleh was gone? Didn't Joe kind of disconnect? He never spoke to the media. You never saw him. He was basically just managing the roster but just to finish the season. But
Well,
it didn't feel like Joe Douglas was going to be part of anything they were doing going forward. I don't know if that's the case here, but I can tell you that it sounds like those in the front office feel like we definitely are here for now, and there might be some people in the organization above them that would probably like to clean everybody up.
Right, but it's still nebulous. Shane hasn't spoken. Nobody has spoken.
Yeah, that's true.
The Giants had the statement, and as far, and we'll repeat it from yesterday, how it included Joe Schoen. Joe Schoen remains in his position as general manager and will lead the search for a new head coach. So if you go by the statement, he is going to lead the search. You're not going to lead a search that's going to take you to a coach that's going to fire you, right? So I think Kafka's very much in play because of the statement. Carl Banks didn't want to go there talking about the coach because he says there's already somebody in place that's auditioning for that job. Carl is a very smart individual, all right? He wouldn't say that unless he felt like there's a chance that Mike Kafka could actually win this job. Now, he's got 7 games to kind of get it right. And I would think that if Kafka does win the job, that Joe Schoen would stay. But if Mike Tomlin gets the job, would he just want to inherit Joe Schoen? Would Mike McCarthy want to just inherit Joe Schoen? Would Bill Belichick just want to inherit Joe Schoen? And if the answer is yes, well, then I think Joe would obviously select them. But is Joe going to lead a search to a guy that's going to cost him a job? It says lead the search. Doesn't say involved in the search. Doesn't say he'll be included in the conversations. He said he's going to lead the search. So the idea that Joe Schoen is just holding his place just in case somebody wants to keep him, that's not what the statement is saying. He is going to search for the next head coach, and I would think for job preservation, he is going to try to pick somebody that's going to want him to be the general manager. Otherwise, it's career suicide.
It is interesting, and again, if you don't have someone at the top who's designated as being in charge, the next step is your general manager, right? Like, you got to think about what's the hierarchy, what's the leadership, who's in charge on the football side, football operations, not a business, not president, not the guy who's running the business side. But you need somebody who's running football operations right now. Well, if the owner is not available to be part of this, then your general manager is the next guy in line. So that's who you have to do. You have to go to that level and then see where it goes from there. I think that's kind of where we're at because you can't not start the process, right, Don? You fire a coach, you've got a month left in the season.
Process.
You really got to start the process now. You want to get ahead of things. Is there anybody else that has a coach? Nobody else is interim, right? Did nobody else fired a coach yet this year?
I don't believe so.
Right, the Giants are the first. Now, we know there's usually about 6 a year.
No, well, Tennessee did.
Oh, that's right. Yes, of course. So there's 2 jobs open right now. There's 6 a year, as Shefty always tells us. So you want to be ahead of the process, especially with some of the assistants, with some of the coordinators that you know are going to get looks that people are talking about as, hey, you really want to get somebody like this in. So, and you got to get in line and make sure you can get the time to interview these guys, whether it's a bye week or whether it's when the season's over. You got to set that stuff up now. So that's why you want, all right, well, Joe, you're the GM right now. You're in charge of this. This is what you've got to do for us right now. But it doesn't mean that he's going to be part of whatever the next group is because you don't know what the next coach wants.
But they do have an advantage. It is an appealing job. More, and I'm not just saying that because of the generic New York thing, because I think we overrate that all the time. I think what you see in the quarterback and what you have up front on defense makes this appealing. Now, I think Malik Neighbors coming back healthy.
Sure.
There's some appealing things there.
Now, here's exactly what Ian said in a tweet about 5 hours ago. And again, Ian is going to join us coming up at 4 o'clock. I don't believe Joe Schoen is certain to be the Giants' general manager next year. They needed someone to get things going on the search, especially with John Mara dealing with his illness. Ownership will make the final call on the coach in January, when I'd expect Schoen to be reviewed again. So
that makes sense.
Now, all right, but that's different than the statement from the Giants said he's leading the search. Now,
right now.
Now, is leading the search just meaning he's collecting the names, he's making the phone calls, and then ultimately they'll make a decision on what they're going to do with him? But if I'm Mike Tomlin, right, and I get out of my contract with Pittsburgh fires me, right, or Baltimore fires John Harbaugh, or Mike McCarthy wants to interview for the job, they're all going to want to know, who's my general manager? Now, are you going to want to interview for a job if the answer is going to be, well, we don't know yet. It might be Joe Schoen, but we're going to discuss that after we hire you. No, Joe's like, no, can you discuss it now? I'd like to know who the general manager of the team that I'm going to coach is. Don't you understand that dysfunction?
Well,
so I'd like to believe the statement more than Ian. Now, Ian obviously is in the know, but as a Giant fan, whether you like Shane or not, I need stability. I don't need, well, Guy is going to be choosing the new head coach, and then after he does that, he's going to be evaluated on whether he still has a job or not?
Well, again, but you have to have the front of some stability, of someone, who do we reach out to? Who are we talking to? All right, Joe's leading it. Joe's leading it right now. So, that's kind of where isn't that right where we are?
So Joe, you're Joe Schoen, and you call me. I'm Coach X. So you call me and say, would you be interested in the Giants job? Go ahead. We'll role play.
So try that again, because my terrible camera is falling.
Oh no! Don't hurt yourself.
All right, you're Joe Schoen.
Yep.
All right, you're making phone calls. You're going to call me, Coach X, and ask if I'm interested in the Giants job.
Well, I got to get permission to talk to you first, so I get permission.
Then you got permission. Phone rings.
And now, all right. But you know that I'm calling.
Yes.
It's not cold calling, right? Like,
no,
we know this is set up.
Joe, what's going on, man?
Yeah,
thanks for the phone call.
Exactly. So, okay. Well, Donnie, you're somebody on our list of potential candidates that we'd like to talk to. We'd like to set up an interview with you to bring you in here and talk to you about the Giants head coaching job.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, yeah, I'm going to talk to you?
Well, there's going to be a couple of us.
Okay.
It's usually a committee that we do here. As you know, that's the process in the NFL. So we'll have a couple of people in here to talk to you. But, yeah, I'll be leading the meeting.
That's awesome because it's my dream job to be the head coach of the Giants. But I kind of want to know who my general manager is going to be when I start fresh in 2026. Are you going to be the GM?
I don't know who's – somebody just
Sorry,
jumped in the
I'm
line.
hearing this ridiculous comment. I'm the general manager. I'm here, and I'm the coach, and I'm the GM, and I'm very excited to be here.
So, but
and I'm drunk.
But
for
your
Freddie,
answer is
you're on
going to
the
be
wrong
I don't
line.
I don't know.
Gotta go.
All right, let Freddie go.
So
no, my response would simply be, right now I'm that guy. And that's what we're hoping we can go forward with.
Well,
but as you know, with this process, some things do change. But for now, I expect to be there working with you if you happen to get the job.
Well, you know what? I'm honored that you called, Joe. And please tell John I hope he feels better.
Yeah.
And when you guys get your ducks in a row as far as who's leading this franchise, give me a call back.
Okay, well, Don, you said this was your dream job. Just so you know, if we can't get a chance to talk with you first and we have other people in and someone else really – attracts our attention, unfortunately, you'd probably then put the back of the line.
But I want my dream job to work, and I want to know who I'm working for. I want to know who's buying the groceries. But we just had this little role play, but you understand how awkward that is, right?
Yeah, of course
you want to know stability.
You can't. You know what you can't do? What you can't do is, Joe, in that situation, is say, listen, between you and me, like, I want it to be me, and if you happen to get the job, what I want to know is would you want me to be that guy? Because some coaches might change their mind and want someone else, so that's what we've got to figure out. But, I'm calling you because you're on my list.
Now, Shining Wizards Kevin says the head coach should never dictate who the general manager is. He's not dictating. He just wants to know.
Oh, that's bogus.
He just wants to know. I would want to know.
No, Kevin, tell Kevin. That's not how it works in the NFL, and you know it. That's not how it works.
Well, it depends on who you are. If you're a first-time head coach, you might not have that say. But if you're Belichick, if you're McCarthy, if you're Harbaugh, if you're Tomlin, damn right you're going to probably have a major say in who your general manager is going to be.
It's very rare that happens.
You're going to want to know. I felt like Joe Schoen coming back, there seemed to be a sense of stability. What Ian O'Connor said tells me nobody knows what the heck is going on there.
Yeah, we need to get to the bottom of it.
Whether it's ignorance, whether it's John's illness, whatever it is, it sounds like it's an absolute mess. Ian's going to join us coming up at 4 o'clock. Michael K. is back in studio.
Wait, what?
He came back in?
He came back in after being completely disrespectful to our open and what I was saying about the veterans.
Oh, my God. I don't know if it was that far.
Well, it was during that.
It's true. It was a
so it was all part of it.
It was a beautiful speech you were giving.
You and I were disrespected, and the topic of conversation was also disrespected.
Wow.
Now, I think he would have done the same thing if we were talking Yankees. But it felt awkward. So Michael's going to be here all day. So we've got to utilize his expertise at some point.
What could have went wrong in Michael's life that the Yankee offseason is here, and he is stuck at the radio station all day long. I have to dig into
We're going to dig into that. Ian O'Connor's going to join us at 4. It's Talk About It Tuesday.
Oh, damn right.
At 4:30. We've got ENN at 6. It's a full frontal show. We're with you until 7 o'clock, until Knicks basketball. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
New York Lottery's holiday scratch-off games are the perfect gift for everyone on your list.
Like me, your Aunt Jules. I told you I didn't need a gift this year, but I secretly really want one.
Or me, your neighbor Frank. I hope you didn't forget I'm coming to your holiday party tonight.
Or me. Why does no one ever think of the voiceover guy? Anyway, New York Lottery's holiday scratch-off games have more winners and top prizes up to $5,000. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
And now let's look at the traffic with Adrienne Watson.
Thanks, guys. Good afternoon. Let's start with the outbound Holland Tunnel. It's about a 10 to 15-minute delay, but that's going to get worse. There's a disabled vehicle outbound on the Pulaski Skyway. Any other exit is fine. Inbound Holland is good. Lincoln, just minor delays both ways. FDR northbound, they just about cleared a crash in the 90s. Delays go back to the 20s. And there will be closures remaining as they clean up after the Veterans Day Parade on 5th Avenue from the 20s to the 40s. This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance. Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org. I'm Adrienne Watson for 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement, plus a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Over you.
I don't know what this is.
What record is this again?
I think there was a mistake made. I played a song by Sneaker to Mike Brownshire. I think Jacob played the wrong one.
But I like this, though.
You do?
What is this? I'll never get over you. This is who is this again?
It says Sneaker.
That's Don's song he dedicates to me all the time.
I'll never get over you. All right, well, you ruined my intro.
Michael, I'm right here.
This is a big day at ESPN. Big day at ESPN. I just saw earlier that Pat McAfee had President Trump on the air, and we have a guest equally big. Our president.
Yes.
The president of the United States of ESPN New York, Michael Kay on the show.
The transmitter.
Oh, so good to be here, really.
What the hell is going on that you're stuck at the station all day? I got to know.
Well, I had a doctor's appointment in Long Island at 8 in the morning, so I've been here since 10:30.
Oh, wait, did you appear on middays as well?
I did, and I also made good friends with Carl, and I brought him 2 slices of pizza. He loves me now.
Oh, look at you.
That's all it
And
takes.
then Jody got invited tonight to the Landman Season 2 premiere.
The Billy Bob Thornton vehicle.
Right, at Lincoln Center, so that's at 6:30.
So you coming over afterwards?
To your house?
Yeah.
I didn't know I was invited.
You're right down the street.
Yeah, the kid's going to be sleeping by the end of after the after party.
Wait, so when you say it's at Lincoln Center?
Alice Tully Hall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at you. No one invited me. And I think
no one invited me either.
To think I'm right in the neighborhood. And I've never seen the program.
Oh, it's so good.
Is it really good?
So good. So much nudity. It's terrific.
Really?
Is that what makes it good?
It's one of the things. Let's be honest. We're all honest, right?
Who's getting nude in that? Billy Bob?
I don't know if they're scantily clad.
Close to nude.
Yeah, Allie Larder is just amazing. Amazing.
Now, the doctor, was it a Steve?
It was a Steve, yeah. It was a Steve.
One of the Dr. Steves.
Oh, yeah, he's got many Dr. Steves.
It was the yearly physical.
So because you're going to the thing today.
Right.
You thought it made sense to not go home.
Right.
And just kill another 4 hours.
Right, because, home from here is an hour and 50 minutes.
It's tough. We can't say.
150. I don't know if I've said
150?
150.
To get in and out?
To get in is shorter.
Okay.
But to get out.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Alan, don't be upset.
Who's upset? I'm a P1. I'm sitting back taking this all
but
enjoy yourself.
But I could see you through the grainy video of YouTube.
Right.
That you're
he
disgusted
looks
that Michael's on.
What a blue vest.
Yeah,
A nice puffy blue vest.
It's a puffy blue vest kind of day. It's chilly out there. This is what I would do. I would sit in traffic. I would just sit back and relax while I was bumper to bumper, listen to you guys riff like this. So this is nostalgia.
It's
for
delayed.
me.
Before I brought it up, he was leaning back because he still thinks that I long for you.
Well, he's right. So can we talk about the elephant in the room?
Sure.
I mean, I said at the end of my show.
Peter's losing weight. Don't do that. He's actually looked a lot better lately.
That's how you want to fit in.
Honestly, I'm not going to let Michael do that to you, Peter. You look a lot better now.
This is not right. He's lashing out now.
He is.
Sorry, go ahead, Michael.
Brendan Burke really took a shot at Don. I mean, I love Brendan. I knew him when he was 5 years old. He would sit between me and John Sterling. That's why he wanted to become a broadcaster.
Wow.
But Don's my guy.
I thought it was wonderful. Now, in case you don't know what Michael's bringing up is the Devils lost in overtime to the Islanders.
Rare for them to lose at home.
The Devils lost at home, but they were down 2-1.
Oh, I have two here.
Okay,
I got 2 calls.
4.7 seconds to go. The Devils tie it.
All right, so here first I have the Don I have the Don call. Of which goal is this? This is to tie it?
Yes.
This is 2.
Made
Here
it
we go.
2-2.
Brett gets it back. One-timer. Nemitz on. They score! Nemitz the blast from the point, and they crack the code on Sorokin, and we are tied at 2.
Owns it.
Look at your guy.
How about Danico knowing to lay out there?
Oh, yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
He respects it.
Some guys know.
Okay.
No steppage on Devils.
No steppage.
No
not so
st- not
far.
so far, no.
It's called professionalism.
Now, oh my God. Now let's go to the OT winner.
Yeah.
I haven't heard. I only heard about it.
This is a kick right in the cubes.
Ryan Bullock. Throw pass, Barzell saves the day. Tipped it around Jack Hughes. Now he goes to the net. Here's Barzell to win.
Put the pitchforks away. Kick right in the cubes.
Wow.
And I love me some Brendan Burke, but you can't go against Don.
Taking a
Alan, am I right or what?
No, I love him as well. I think Berkey's great, but this is a moment that was pre-planned.
You know what it is, Alan? I've been doing this a lot longer than you. Hold the catchphrases, my friend.
Whoa!
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, right.
No, honestly, I thought it was cool.
This felt like he had it in the holster and was open.
No, that's good. Because what it tells me is that he's acknowledging the thing that I do.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right. So if Emmanuel Barberi, who sometimes fills in for Dave Sims, he calls a home run with the see ya, I walk slowly to the radio booth, I kick his skull in. That's what I do.
Because that's on a Yankee broadcast. But
the Devils were playing on this game. I'd have a talk with Brendan.
But let's say,
what if I think it's like this, Don? What if, like Gary in a Yankees Mets game,
said
see that?
Yeah.
Like something like that.
Here's
See that?
Here's your see ya.
Yeah.
What? No,
you wouldn't be
see
honored?
that? Mets
No,
walking
I would
off.
not be honored.
Really? Peter, shouldn't I look at it as like he's acknowledging something that I do? And
listen, there's two ways I could go. There's two ways I could go here.
I'm being honest. I thought it was really cool.
I could continue to play along and try to make this a thing, or I could tell the truth. The truth is, it was a great acknowledgement, him showing his respect to what you're doing.
Stop it.
That is what it was.
That's how I took it.
So the Yankees on a walk-off home run, right? They beat the Mets in a Subway Series game. And I go, that's out of here. Just like the Mets were in the playoffs last year.
That's not the same.
First of all, I'd be burned in effigy if I Met fans, and then Gary would come over and throw a punch, as he should.
But it's different.
No, it's not.
Don's brand new. Don just started this.
Right.
So he's acknowledging Don's thing being a thing.
Yeah. Don't pee on my head and tell me it's raining. Okay, just don't.
It is.
I
It's
won't
raining.
have it. No.
It feels great.
No, don't.
But you just acknowledged the fact that Brendan Burke is a really good guy. So why
Terrific
would a
guy.
good guy do something bad?
Well,
why not err on the side of he's doing something really cool?
Sometimes bad guys have bad days, or good guys have bad days.
No, I thought this was a good guy having a good day, acknowledging something that I do.
I think sometimes you go the wrong way to do the right thing.
Why do you want to be
confused?
Why do you want to be a sap? Why can't you just defend yourself?
I
don't want to
you go
stir it
back,
up.
Peter.
Two people I love.
Go back to my timeline.
Yeah.
All right. I said thanks for the acknowledgement when they tweeted it out last night. This is not performative. I really thought it was cool. He's acknowledging something I do. Now, Sia's been there forever.
Yeah, that would
all right?
be
So
tough.
imagine you just started doing Yankees, okay? And you're 15 games into your career. And you've got the Met announcer, let's say Gary had been doing it 5 or 6 years previous.
Yeah.
And that's the timeline for me, brand new to the Devils. And Brendan's been doing the Islanders since 2016. So he's almost been doing it for a decade, okay? And Gary acknowledged something you just started doing, like to see it. Wouldn't you get a kick out of that going, wow, Gary's listening.
No.
I'm doing something that actually people are paying attention to.
If the Yankees win a game against the Mets, and I go, put that in the books, baby. I mean, you don't think Howie would get upset?
But that's not what he said. He didn't stick a pitchfork. I mean, he didn't go, stick that. Hey, Devils, here's the pitchfork.
Stick a pitchfork
right up your
ass.
How about that?
Right.
Hey, LaGreca, open your mouth. He didn't say that.
Well, he might have.
just said
Maybe that's coming.
Away.
If, you know what? You allowed this. You allowed this.
The next
maybe
thing, you're right.
maybe now he takes it another
You're
step.
so right, Alan. You're right.
If you nip it now,
you know
he
what?
never does it
Seed
again.
from Mountain House. Thank you, sir. I have another. That's
right.
exactly what you're doing.
That's right.
That's not. Why do you do this to me?
Because I look out for you. He really
No.
It was a diss.
No, it was not.
It was a diss.
It was. I believe it was a sign of respect.
Really? Okay. You see things through respect glasses. I see.
That felt like a turf war right there.
Thank you.
Like we're all in the same market, all on the same network. Listen, buddy, I'm number one around here. Dial it down.
I'm not number one. He's doing national games for Christ's sake.
You know what I think it was,
That's what
Alan?
I mean. I think he was saying
This is the guy saying, listen, I've been doing this a long time.
Pipe down.
You're a neophyte. Back off, punk.
Right.
That's
right.
That's
Pipe down. You and your little pitchfork.
Right.
That's cute. That's cute. You won
Honestly,
6 in a row. At
Take
home.
your
Good for
little
you.
shirts that they've made out of this little thing, and here's your shirt.
Your little
the
shirt.
Islanders just beat you.
Your little
we have an
team.
18-year-old that owns you, okay? Here's your pitchfork.
Wow, that's a strong way of handling things.
And it's weird. I didn't take it announced.
Well, you know what? Maybe you should get Brendan Burke on the phone. Maybe he'll admit it.
I don't think he would because it's not true.
Well, he happens to be a very nice guy, but it was a misstep.
You know what? I think we got to get him on right now. I'm sending out.
Go listen. Give him a call.
I'm sending out the message right now.
Anthony, call him.
We want Burke.
He was showing me respect, and these animals are now going to make it.
Me and Alan. Me and Alan.
Yeah, that's two animals.
Animals.
That's plural
Right.
animals.
You know what? Because we get it.
You don't get it.
We've been here. We've been in the business. This is not what you do.
Peter, I'm going to look at you because you're the only one that makes any sense.
Yeah,
right?
I'm done with the reindeer games.
I got the biggest kick out of it.
Yeah, you should have.
I was showing it to my producer after because the Islanders put something together with Barzell and the quote, and it's like I just feel like I was heard.
You know what?
I've done a lot. I've done a lot in my life that has gone unheard.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually cool that somebody heard what I did.
Yeah,
But
I couldn't agree more.
It'd be like
after a few weeks,
Peter, when you were single.
Yeah, I remember it. Sure.
Right, and you started dating Natalie.
Yeah.
And then I see Natalie in a bar one day. Right.
I don't like where this is going.
And then I end up making out with her.
Who is this? Danny from Long Island? What the hell's going on?
And so I say to you afterward, "Wow, Natalie's a really special girl." No offense to you. She had a moment. That's the same thing that happened.
You have done a lot of comparisons over the years. None worse than that. I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. By the way, I have to say, has anyone heard from Danny since the Friday situation?
No. What happened? Danny did something on tour?
I got to tell you guys, I felt some feelings of guilt in the end on Friday night.
Really?
That's how big a snowflake I am. Because our listeners were so passionately angry at him that I felt like people went far. So last Thursday,
right?
Don headed off to devil duty. Alan and I were doing the program, and Danny called up and referenced the fact. Did you see my Halloween photos of me dressed up as a Dalmatian?
No.
So I'll show you the picture.
I'm glad I didn't see it.
But Natalie's dressed up as Cruella, and the rest of the family are Dalmatians, and we took a photo at a firehouse on the Upper West Side.
Beautiful.
And Danny called us and made a couple jokes about it. He referenced Natalie's, the cleavage in her outfit.
Oh, there was cleavage.
Sure there was.
Show me those pictures.
Thank you. And then also, I know, he's just as bad. Why am I even telling you?
Animal.
No, he's going to side with Danny.
He's going to side with Danny. And then and made reference to I'm surprised Peter wanted to be there around all these manly men at the firehouse.
Right.
Alan, you agree? We thought it was funny and light and not a big deal.
He was doing
being Danny.
He's being Danny.
Right.
And then we had the little chat and we hung up. Now, here's where things take a left turn, Michael. I'm curious for your thoughts.
Okay.
The next morning, he calls the morning show, recounts the entire thing again to Dave and Dan Grassa.
Right.
This time with a little more edge about, how could I have been there? Didn't I feel emasculated around these men?
He tried out his act at another club.
He tried the act at another club. He came to our club, did it to my face.
Right.
We said,
he didn't get enough yucks.
Didn't
He
get
wanted
enough
more
yuck. So he took the yuck to another show.
Yep.
And Dave Rothenberg mentioned that he is, and Grassa go, there's nothing weird about Peter dressing up as a Dalmatian, and that was it. And we moved on. And when we retold the show, the story on Friday afternoon, some people in our audience were very unhappy, and there were some calls.
At Danny?
Yes. People were very upset. They thought Danny took liberties by going to another show to try to gain more yucks at my expense.
Danny's been calling in my show lately, too. I had lost him for the year since I moved to Warren.
Really?
Yeah. So I've gotten 2 calls from him in the last 3 weeks. I'm very excited. I'll take ownership.
You want to have a conversation with him about it? See what he says.
With him? No. I just want him to call. That's 2 minutes I don't have to talk.
Yeah, that's true. It's recruitment. Listen.
All right, so Burke's at the airport. I gave him the number. Let's see if he can call.
You know what it is? That's total disrespect. There's no phones in the airport, obviously.
All right. 1-800-919-3776.
I love when you ask people if they could call in, and they go, I'm traveling. Well, you have a cell phone?
It's a great.
Then you can call. You can call.
It's clock integrity, okay?
Whoopie-doo!
know you don't have to worry about it.
Do now?
You're
That's
a loner
right.
boy on your show, but I've got to. Now I know all those years that.
What kind of boy am I?
Loner boy. Because you're by yourself. Meanwhile, I got to corral these two. No clock integrity at all.
No. Yesterday, by the way, immaculate clock integrity yesterday,
Goodbye.
Donald. Immaculate.
You're going to fix this? For Brendan Burke, we're going to blow up the break. How about that?
Absolutely. And Mike,
How
it's
about
all-
that?
I love it.
Brendan's in an airport. I believe he's on his way to Tampa to call Lightning and the Rangers, if I'm not mistaken,
National
to TNC.
game.
He's
That's
doing
why,
the national
That's
game.
why he's better
He's
than you.
awesome.
That's why he's making fun of your
I know.
local.
And Brendan, just to catch you up, is that I was completely honored by what you did yesterday. I got the biggest kick out of it. And Michael's starting trouble saying that you're a punk. And then Alan Hahn. Yes, you did.
I love
I don't remember the word.
Alan, did I ever say?
No,
I
did
said
not hear punk.
that it was. You know what? He's sticking a stake. I'm the man, not you. Take your little catchphrase and shove it. That's what I said.
Well, all right,
and I said I love Brendan. I never called him a punk.
I know, but what you just said he was doing is punkish.
That's your interpretation.
And
no,
Alan
I
Hahn-
think he punked you. That's what I think.
No,
he did.
and Alan Hunt jumps on board with everything Michael does. So I apologize, Brendan. This is probably going to get back to you, as Don LaGreca said. I love what you did. I was honored by what you did, but your hero, Michael K, is a bad guy.
Listen, I'm just sitting here trying to figure out which storyline is more entertaining to go along with, because I can go either way at this point.
I had the same thing, Brendan. I was trying to decide where to go, but in the end, I also agree with Don. I thought you paid great tribute to him.
Yeah, you know what? Like, listen, I say this with all respect to what Don's doing. I typically hate catchphrases as a broadcaster, unless they're good and they work. And Don has come in year one for a franchise that's been around since 1982 and done something unique and original, and it works, and it's great, and it's caught on, and obviously the team wins a lot of games at home, and so it's been a lot of fun. But it was in my head when they lost for the first time at home.
So, what if I can, try to extrapolate? So this was done out of jealousy. You ripping them?
Oh my God!
You nailed it. Yeah.
Didn't take long. We got to the bottom of it.
But so now I guess when if you tune in tomorrow night on TNT, if the Rangers lose, I'm going to drop a see ya on them.
Love it.
Love
it.
I just feel bad for you, Brendan, because when you got the Allender job, you had such praise for Michael and John Sterling, how they allowed you into the booth
He
and all
sit
that.
between us as a little kid.
And this is how they pay you.
No, because
how he
I
pays
know
you back.
Brendan better than most. And I know there's a little edge there. I mean, he's one of the nicest guys in the world, but you're encroaching on, like, hockey territory in New York. Let's throw this little catchphrase right back at his butt.
Let's let him know how we throw down.
Right, this
like
is
you're at
what we
this
do.
level, right? You're at the big table now, Sonny.
Right.
That's
what he's saying
I
right now,
felt Burke said that.
He's calling in from an airport where he's doing a national game. Okay? That's what's happening here.
Big time.
Listen, but if we rewind the tape to 2003, you'll find me as an intern at ESPN Radio looking up at Don LaGreca. So let's not go overboard there.
But now you
That's
own him.
true.
But now you own him. You owned his catchphrase. That's what I'm saying.
And I had to remind him of that last night.
So good.
That was
It's all coming together, isn't it, Alan?
But that was an entertaining game last night. I know there wasn't a ton of goals, but Sorokin was terrific, and that was a fun game to call, right?
No, it was fantastic. And, listen, I love hockey games, so I'm not one of those guys that's going to be super depressed when his team gives up a goal with 5 seconds to go. It's exciting. It's great hockey, so I enjoyed it.
And, I didn't take this out of nowhere, Brendan. I just want you to know, for people that don't know, I'm friends with Brendan's dad, Don. Don called me up and told me exactly what you did.
Wow, this is strong.
Yeah. He said, I just want you to know that's a little shot at Don. However it's spun, I want you to know that's a little shot at LaGreca.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's always watching, that's for sure.
And he's the best. Don's the best.
Well, all I know is that Brendan's always been very, very nice to me, and I've gotten along with him great. He's been very helpful at me making the transition from
That
radio
ends
to television.
today.
And so he was just setting me up for last night.
Yeah, that's what the great ones do.
Yes.
Brendan, you were playing the long
game.
game.
The long game.
The long game,
down.
yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly how it goes down. Like I said, he's letting you know what it's like when you sit at this table. It's a little different now. The air's a little thinner up here.
Right.
Yep.
Well,
Well, it's been 20 years in the making. It was a really long play to get to this one moment.
Can you imagine if Rucco, right, the Nets win a big game and against the Knicks, and he goes, bang this. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's a shot of breeze.
Bang that.
This, right.
Well, that's just not the same.
It's not the same. But
Alan, is it exactly the same?
It's literally the same thing. Literally.
Well, this is bringing back a lot of memories of awkward moments at the 20 years that I worked with Michael. Brendan, be thankful, I guess, that you got a flight to get on.
We love you, Brendan.
Obviously, the commercial travel's been a disaster, so safe travels to Tampa and have a good game tomorrow.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate the laughs today.
It's Brendan.
Thanks, Brendan.
Brendan, I can't believe Michael.
Why?
Yeah,
you can.
Why can't you believe Alan? Alan did it too.
But I think Alan made a choice. I don't think Alan ever really believed
No, Alan made a choice to err on the side of honesty.
No, don't do this. Last night in the group chat, when that was posted, what did I say?
Oh, that is true. I'm going to find
that was immediate. Because full disclosure, I was watching your broadcast. Gracie would not let me put on the Islander one. We watched your broadcast.
Well, why would you want to put on?
Because
I wanted to watch it from an Islander
He's
perspective.
an Islander fan.
Yeah, but more than
normally,
Don?
I want to hear Thomas Hickey. He's brilliant.
Brilliant.
He is. He's very good. But Gracie said no. It's a home game, and you didn't take me to the game. She was supposed to go with me. So I said, all right, we'll watch Donnie. And so I watched that to the end, and so I didn't hear it until I saw that in our group chat.
And
what did I say?
It rankled you.
What, just see what. Check the group chat. What did I say?
Well, because I sent it all. Because this is what they sent, Michael. It's a picture of Barzell. Put the pitchforks away. This one belongs to the Islanders. So that's what they do. Right?
But they put a little quote.
Oh, so they did it on their social media too.
Yeah.
So they hosed you too.
Yeah,
they couldn't wait
the whole
to
team
post
went
it.
after.
Oh my
So
goodness.
Alan text blank Rumble.
I wanted Don to go over there, go right over there and confront him.
And then I text back saying he texted me. It was all in fun.
And what did I say?
Because when Brendan did it, he still reached out to me so that I didn't take it the wrong way.
But I don't buy that. Like what I said about Peter. Like if I ran into Natalie before he was married, we made out, and I go, that was all in fun. I still made out with her.
I don't. Again, I still don't like the reference.
Very uncomfortable.
And then Alan responded BS.
Yeah.
You know what? People
mad.
look at Alan because he's really handsome and he's younger than me, but we're cut from the same cloth.
Pretty
we're
much.
both newspaper guys. We know the real story.
Oh, yeah, the paper
competition.
guys.
Yeah.
No, because we compete with Michael, how many times did we go out? You go out to dinner with the other beat writers. You have a great time, but you know these people are not your friends. This is competition. I want you to wake up tomorrow mad that we had drinks and we had dinner, and yet I had a story that I didn't tell you about and blew you out of the water.
I did that so many times.
Oh, it's the best.
By the way, I will tell you, I've learned one thing from working with Alan. Him and Michael actually are similar.
And they need help.
Well, yes. Remember, I told you, Alan is vindictive just like Michael is. Someone crosses him once in one way, dead.
What other way is there to be? You going to let somebody cross you twice?
No, twice, please.
No,
That's
not even
shame on
half
me.
the time.
But how can I get help, Peter?
It's a great point. At Amazon, I suppose?
Oh, well, Amazon's very helpful.
Amazon, you can get everything at Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. Well done there, buddy. Hey, guys, let me tell you about Amazon Pickup, the ultimate convenience play.
So hard.
All right? We all know Amazon's a part of your everyday life already, but Amazon Pickup takes it to the next level. Now, if you're pressed for time, you're on the go like I am, you can choose to send your order straight to a secure pickup location that works for you. Super duper easy. So no matter what you're doing in your life, you run around, you got family, you got maybe a little one at home like I do, multiple jobs. It is tough these days. If you're on the move, Amazon Pickup will give you that flexibility to grab what you need between everything else that you're doing and have going on. It's simple. You order online and at checkout, just choose the pickup location that's most convenient. You get an email confirmation when it's ready with instructions to pick it up. It's quick, it's secure, and it's always at no extra cost. Check it out for yourself. Go to Amazon.com/pickupmvp to learn more. That's Amazon.com/pickupmvp. See what I did there?
I saw what you did there. Great job, as usual.
Thank you.
Kind of spin it back, but that was fun. Ian O'Connor's going to come up next. You're welcome to hang if you like.
No, I'll listen.
Right.
I'm here. I have no place
Well,
to
I
go.
said, welcome to hang. I didn't say on the air. He can
in the room.
hang out
So
in the whole
you're
lobby.
the boss of the whole station. You're welcoming me to hang?
Well, no, he's saying in the room. You could even sit in the room with us. But he didn't say you can open your mic.
I think we got the interview handled. I mean,
He's saying we're good.
We're
all
sports
set.
guys need 4 people to interview.
That's
No, that's fine. No,
Yeah, we're
although
all right.
I'm the closest with Ian of any of
I'll
us.
lay out. I'll just sit back and listen. I love this.
But you know what? I'm very fond of Ian. Him and I have gotten very close. over the
Really?
years.
I didn't know
sure.
this.
Ian O'Connor is coming up next. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
John Ryan.
Yeah, Dad.
I think I came up with a killer slogan for our law firm. D'Agostino and Associates, bite back.
Bite back?
Yeah. When someone hurts you, you bite back. We'll be the law firm that bites back.
Dad, that's brilliant. Accident victims, call D'Agostino and Associates and bite back. Hey, we could even put a big vicious dog on billboards everywhere.
Yeah, and Rottweilers on buses.
Hey, how about a toll-free number?
What are you thinking?
You know, like 1-800-BITE-BACK.
1-800-BITE-BACK. That's brilliant.
But what if people hear fight back?
Easy. I'll spell it out for them, like 1-800-BITE, back. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Love it. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
All this talk about biting back got me hungry.
Me too. Want to grab lunch?
Sure. Hey, how about a jingle?
You mean like D'Agostino, law, bite back?
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bathfitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement. Plus, a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bathfitter.
Whether you're shopping, gaming, or streaming this Black Friday season, don't take slow for an answer. Get Optimum Fiber for the fastest, most reliable, and most consistent internet speeds. Starting at $25 a month. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com to switch. Act now and get a full year of Netflix, an unlimited mobile line, a $400 prepaid card, and more. All on us. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Optimum. Don't take slow for an answer. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
This holiday season, Target has your back with irresistibly cool gifts for everyone on your list. For the trendsetter, start with affordable beauty kits and gift sets. Need something the whole fam will love? Grab snuggly matching fits in every size and style. And for the thrill seekers, don't forget the hottest toys and tech of the season. Target's got you covered with the best deals for endless fun. Shop in store or online. And step into the holidays with Target. Restrictions apply.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom school designs that let everyone know who you root for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing snacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN. 1 free year of Perplexity Pro and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank, N.A.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can talk college football with your BFF while taking Buster to the vet.
Hey, yeah, I can't believe he ate the whole thing of chicken wings.
And I can't believe we're staging a comeback. Touchdown!
Yes!
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. For wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers, must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Four o'clock in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you till 7 o'clock. We've got Talk About It Tuesday at 4:30. We've got ENN at 6. But the great Ian O'Connor from The Athletic is joining us here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
Good. Michael Kay says hi. He's just hanging in the studio because he got something to do later on tonight, but he's going to stay off the air. He's going to let us fly solo on this.
The professionals.
So, I feel like with Michael hanging around, I should be pumping a book again, but that's okay. We'll take a pass on that this time.
You know, I so respect what you do. So when you say things, it's gospel to us, and that's why we wanted to have you on to talk about Joe Schoen and his status. The press release yesterday made it feel like Joe Schoen is stable. Everything is fine. It's not his fault. They've got talent. The coaches screwed it up. He is going to lead the search for the next head coach. But then when you tweeted earlier today about, the new coach will come in January and everything's going to be reevaluated, it makes it feel like, Ian, that it's far from stable with Joe Schoen. And I'm kind of worried about the direction they're going if they can have a new coach, Joe Schoen be a part of that, and then Joe Schoen still not be the general manager next year.
I think, Don, Joe Schoen is still the leader in the clubhouse. Why? Because he holds the job, and until he doesn't, he's still probably the betting favorite. No, he is the betting favorite to have it next year. I just wanted to point out that based on my understanding and making some phone calls yesterday, that is not a slam dunk. And I do believe these last 7 games matter. And I heard that yesterday. It was a little surprising to me. But, listen, if they go 1-6, I do think they'll probably lose these next 3 games. I don't know. Maybe they'll get a bump off of Kafka's being there as the head coach, and they can win a game Sunday. But they could go 0-3 in these next 3. Now, there are some winnable games in those last 4. You could win 2 or 3 of those, and that might actually matter. But if they're 1-6 in these 7 games, what does that say about Joe Schoen's players not being coached by Brian Daboll and still performing at a dreadful level? So I think that it's still more likely than not he will be the general manager next year, but I do not think that is a slam dunk certainty, and I just wanted to point that out.
Well, I'm sorry, Alan. I think you just laid it out very well. But I guess my biggest question is you let go of Daboll early. I would assume to get a leg up on who that next coach could be. Is Joe Schoen going to be making calls in season? Are they going to be looking for the next head coach immediately, or are they going to wait till the season is over?
No, I believe, listen, some of those conversations are happening already, off the record, maybe some on the record. But, yeah, he'll certainly be leading that. Now, it's interesting if you look at, and I learned long ago, you always sort of look at not necessarily what public figures say, but what they do not say. And that word lead the search, I pushed back on that in some conversations yesterday. And hey, when you say lead, that infers that the person will be there through the conclusion of the search and then beyond. Right. And I did get pushback on that. It's interesting that choice, lead the search. Well, you can't say for now because the Giants right now need to project a front of strength. Mm-hmm. And when they contact agents and when they contact coaches through third parties, they need to project some strength right now because they're in a very weak position otherwise. And so you can't say he will lead the search for now. I think that's something down the road. The Giants needed to get their legs underneath them a little bit here, buy themselves some time, catch their breath. All right, we fired Daboll. And, obviously John Mara's dealing with a very serious situation personally. And to also fire Schoen yesterday, now you could argue, hey, why not hand it over to Brandon Brown and Abrams and let them do it on an interim basis. Let them make these phone calls and get this thing going. They could have done that, but they decided not to. And I do really think they want to look at these 7 games and see how Joe Schoen's players play without Brian Daboll coaching them.
And I think part of it is like the facade of stability, right? That's something that John Mara talked about wanting to have, the stability factor, which is why these guys are still here and why Brian Daboll got a chance to coach this year. Otherwise, he probably would have made that move last year. But I also think that the front office, and you can tell me if you've heard the same, they believe that they could be 6-4, 5-5 at worst this season if they had more competent coaching late in the game, and especially on the defensive side, which why I'm a little surprised that Bowen is still there along with he didn't go out the door with Daboll. So is there that sense that, okay, let's if you truly believe that the roster is good enough to be what would have been in playoff contention this season and taking that step, then let's see how this plays out the rest of the year. But it also has to do with whoever is going to be the head coach, whether or not they want you there.
Yeah, that's a great point, Alan. And I think, you can look at they should be 5-5, right? 3 collapses in the fourth quarter. Say you win 2 of those. How do you lose the game against the Saints with 5 straight turnovers, right? So they should be 5-5. And I think that's the way the front office looks at it. So, and also understand this going forward, that Joe Schoen had a big advantage over Brian Daboll here. He's constantly talking ownership every day. Brian Daboll's busy coaching the team, meeting with his fellow coaches, watching film, running practice. So ownership is constantly getting Joe Schoen's version of events, and that's just the way it is. It's built in that way. And they're not constantly getting Brian Daboll's version of events. They're looking at the results, and they made the decision they made yesterday. As you guys know, there have been times where a head coach is hired first, and then a GM is hired after the fact. I'll go back a couple of years to the Chargers hiring Jim Harbaugh, and then they hired Joe Ortiz afterward. Ortiz wanted the Giants GM job, and he was going to try to bring Jim Harbaugh with him. If that happened, instead of hiring Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll, I think the Giants would be in a much different place.
All right, so it makes sense that Joe Schoen's the leader in the clubhouse at this moment. Who would you say is the leader in the clubhouse, so to speak, or lack thereof, at the head coaching position?
I really don't know. I think, man, there are so many candidates out there, and it is an attractive job because you have a dynamic young quarterback. It is New York. And you look at the records over the last 9 years, 3-13, 5-11, 4-12, 6-10, 4-13. It just never ends. And so if you step in there and you're competent, you're going to look like Vince Lombardi. So I think it is an attractive job on a lot of levels, most particularly because you have Jaxson Dart. I have a feeling that, well, first of all, I cannot see them hiring somebody who hasn't had some successful head coaching experience. They've tried it. It doesn't work. So I think they're going to hire a successful head coach. I've already advocated for Mike Tomlin if he's available. I think he'd be the absolute perfect hire at this point in time with this franchise. But I think Marcus Freeman could be a very interesting guy to watch. And even though he doesn't have head coaching experience in the NFL, he's done a very good job at Notre Dame. That's the kind of place the Giants line up with. And I think he's an impressive person, the way he leads and the way he carries himself in public. And so I could see him being a factor in this search. I think Mike Tomlin's the perfect person. That's why I wrote what I did today for The Athletic. If he's not the guy, I think it absolutely has to be somebody who has done it, who has won as a head coach, if not at the NFL level, at least at the highest level of college football.
Yeah, it feels like the job is just too daunting for somebody with inexperience. Honestly, it's New York. It's a fragmented franchise that has not won in a long, long time. Really, I think all New York should always err on the side of a little bit of experience. But and I know Shermer had experience in Cleveland, but it certainly wasn't any kind of success. But after 4 consecutive failings, Ian, at least give me somebody with a bit of a resume.
Yeah, Pat Shermer, I think, was 9-23 with Cleveland, and guess what? He was 9-23 with the Giants.
Right. So bad coach, bad coach.
That hire, that was the worst hire of the whole bunch of those guys. Joe Judge and McAdoo and Daboll. I thought Shermer, there was no way that guy deserved that job at that point. And he gave you a 9-23, just like he gave the Browns. And this has to be a winning head coach that they bring in. If you want to bring in Lane Kiffin, fine. Now, I brought this up in my column, and I do think it's important to note that the New York Giants have played football for 100 years. They've never had a black head coach. And I do think that should be a factor here. But it should go to the best person. If the best person is Lane Kiffin, if the best person is Bill Belichick, in your opinion, then hire that person. But it has to be a winning head coach. They cannot go down this same path with a novice coordinator. By the way, a couple of years ago, I asked John Mara about hiring Daboll, a guy who's never done it as a head coach, and Mara said the most important or the most difficult thing for an owner by far in the NFL is trying to determine if a head coach candidate who's never done it before can be successful in your organization, and he swung and missed on a bunch of guys, including Daboll.
Yeah. And because you brought up John Mara, and obviously first and foremost, all we want is to make sure that he gets through the battle that he's going through right now, health-wise, and that's important. But because we know he's going through something, how much is that also playing a factor in here where Joe Schoen has to be a point man? And what is the hierarchy structure with the Giants if he isn't available to be part of things on a daily basis?
Yeah, I think the best news yesterday was that John Mara was engaged and he executed this. And my understanding is he had a phone conversation with Steve Tisch. They decided to fire Brian Daboll. Schoen was told of that decision, so Joe Schoen really wasn't involved in that decision, which really should tell you something about who's going to really make this hire this time around. And my understanding is John Mara called Daboll into his office. I don't believe Steve Tisch was there. I could be wrong about that, but I believe it was a one-on-one, and told him to his face that we're making a change. And so to me, the fact that Mara was in the building and he did something that was very difficult to do, unfortunately he's had to do it a bunch of times recently, I actually took that as a good sign. My understanding is, hey, listen, he announced this for a reason in late September. This is a serious thing he's dealing with. But he is carrying out his duties, and that my understanding is that he'll be involved in this. And at the end, I think assuming that Schoen is still there, he'll make a recommendation to ownership on who the head coach should be. They'll either accept that, notarize it, or reject it. But John Mara with Steve Tisch will make the final decision on who the head coach will be.
Talking to Ian O'Connor from The Athletic here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. I floated the idea of Belichick yesterday.
Oh, I sure did.
And Peter and Alan made a good point that you may not be getting the Belichick of old. It seemed to kind of change after Brady left in New England. It has not been good in North Carolina. You got the whole girlfriend factor and all that. So I kind of backed off it a little bit. But what is the possibility of Belichick being considered here?
I don't think it's great, Don. I think you can't rule it out. He's going to be, 74 in April. And it's funny because there's been so much really good reporting on the dysfunction in Chapel Hill. Yet Belichick is mere inches away from having a 4-game winning streak and being 4-1 in the ACC. Really, inches against Cal and against Virginia at the goal line in both games, and he has a 4-game winning streak right now.
Right. That's right.
So I still think he's a viable coach. John Mara does have a relationship with him. You remember when they hired Joe Judge, Belichick told Mara, hey, he's better than the last 2 guys you hired. And so gave him a recommendation. And so I don't think they're in touch all the time, but by email. And I think that that will be a conversation that probably will be had. But I don't see Belichick at age, who's going to be turning 74 in April, at this stage taking over the Giants. But I wouldn't completely rule it out. I think it's a dream job for him. It's the one place where he goes, where he gets emotional, is the home of the Giants. And so it's a job he should have had. George Young never liked him. George Young never wanted to hire him. That's the only reason he didn't get the job way back when. And it would be something to see him in his final job in his career with the New York Giants, but I think that is probably a long shot.
You mentioned the thing that does come up every time there's a head coach, and Don, we've had the conversation many years on the K Show about the lack of a black head coach and a real black starting quarterback on this franchise as well, with the exception of course, the oddest scenario ever where Geno Smith replaces Eli Manning. obviously Mike Tomlin is probably the best choice available of all head coaches, and that would be a bonus certainly. Do you think that's a factor that would actually weigh in? Like, are the Giants as an organization aware of this narrative that exists that, like, hey, we this may be a good thing for our franchise, all things equal, for us to have a black head coach?
Oh, yeah, they're aware of it. If they weren't aware of it before Brian Flores sued the league and cited the Giants and their alleged sham interview, yeah,
they're certainly aware now.
Yeah. So, and they took some grief for that at the time. And listen, I reported for the New York Post at the time that John Mara reached out personally to Brian Flores just to make sure he knew that he was a very serious candidate and he wanted him engaged. And I think there was no question, John Mara at least, and I didn't talk to Joe Schoen about this, he saw Flores as a top 2, top 3 candidate for that job. Now, he didn't get it. And so, yeah, there's that hole in the Giants' resume. It is New York and a very diverse city. And so until it happens, it's still a fact. They've never had a black head coach. You're right. Also, Russell Wilson did get a start this year.
Oh, yeah. So I'm sorry. The word quarterback, it was the word quarterback that threw me off. Yeah, based on what we've seen this year, it didn't resemble that, but that is correct.
It's so awkward. Go ahead, Nate. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, Russell Wilson almost didn't even make it to a home start, but he did, barely.
Right.
And so, no, it was a good point that listen, I had a reader contact me about this issue, and I pointed out, hey, Jerry Reese ran football operations and won 2 Super Bowls, and he said, yeah, but we want to see black leadership on the field at the quarterback and head coach position, and that's a very fair point.
Now, it's tough for me, Ian, because I'm a Giant fan, and I respect the Maras, tremendously. And I think sometimes what happens in sports is when an owner or a coach or a general manager is bad at their job, they become bad people. And I don't think that's fair. John Mara is a great man. I think the Maras are a great family. But isn't it just fair to say John's just not good at this? He's just not. I mean, really, ever since Wellington passed away and he took over, every decision he has made has been bad to worse. Is it possible you could be a good guy, you're good for football, and you could be a great owner, but when it comes to football decisions, he just is not very good at it? Is that fair?
Well, he was right now. That's true. That is fair. But he was very good at it when they won 2 Super Bowls with him running the show with Coughlin and Eli. And the bottom line is this: you're a good owner when you have a very good head coach and a very good quarterback. You're a bad owner when you don't have those 2 things. And John has to take the hit in the last 9 years, as I mentioned, for not having the right head coach.
Oh, I got it.
And right people around him.
But also, you look at the timeline. I know Jerry Reese was the general manager of those 2 Super Bowls with Eli, but let's face it, Ernie Accorsi was the guy that built those teams. All right, and Ernie Accorsi was hired by Wellington. Right? So, and Tom Coughlin was hired by Wellington. So even though he was the owner, because Wellington died in 2005, and those championships came in 2007 and 2011, weren't they really built by Wellington and Accorsi?
Well, I mean, it's a fair point. I think John did have a role, and there were some moves made after the fact that it's a fair point, but I think John was involved to some degree. And to give him no credit, particularly for the second Super Bowl in 2011, when there was some changeover from 2007, I think is taking too much away from him. But I do think the results speak for themselves. One of his favorite people in the business, Bill Parcells, always said, right, you are what your record says you are, and John's record has been really bad ever since that second Super Bowl, with an exception or 2. So I think it's fair criticism. I will say this: he's more like a fan than any owner I've ever covered in 40 years of doing this, in that it really pains him. He really feels the pain of the upper deck fan, unlike any owner in any sport I've covered. And that doesn't make it any better, but I do know that he cares deeply about getting the Giants right. And he is one of the good guys in sports. There's no doubt about it. It hasn't been all wine and roses for me either. He didn't talk to me for 2 years for some criticism I sent his way. But I do think deep down he is a very good man. And in recent years, he has not been a very good football executive.
And you hope certainly that, again, learning from the past where they tried to find the next big name assistant coordinator to be the head coach. And you had mentioned earlier that they're and it does feel like at this point of the franchise, you got to bring in some, like I've used the reference, Ian, and you know where I'm getting it from. They need their Tom Thibodeau right now, They need somebody that's just going to get them, just get them on track, right? Get them back to just being a functioning franchise, a functioning team on the field, and just build back to that point. And, again, Tibbs had been here before. You see Mike Vrabel in New England. He's kind of doing that, isn't he, right? He's kind of coming in and he got them established, reestablished, and, boy, they look like they're right back on track. I'm wondering, out of candidates, Belichick sounds like that guy, but we just don't know at this point if he is that guy. But I got to feel like, and I don't know if you get the same feeling, that while there are some, big-name coordinators out there, Clint Kubiak's one of them for sure, that is getting a lot of attention, this feels like if I'm Mike McCarthy or if I'm Belichick or even if I'm Mike Tomlin, I got to be looking at that job and thinking I've got a great shot at this.
100%, Alan, and I think you're right on Tibbs or Buck Showalter with the Yankees.
That's
in the
a good
90s.
one, too. Yep.
Yeah, and so I am not taking a chance on another assistant coach who's never done this before. No way. If the Giants do that, I will be teeing off on them because listen, there are head coaches who've had success who want this job. There is no question about it. It is New York. You have Jaxson Dart. There is some talent on this roster. You can turn this around fairly quickly with the right head coach. And, man, this is the most important decision that the Giants have made in a very, very long time, and they cannot screw this one up.
Ian, always a pleasure, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey, thanks, guys. My pleasure.
Ian O'Connor from The
Really
Athletic.
good stuff there. Really good stuff there from Ian.
And he knows this organization, and I thought he brought up some really good points, and we'll take your calls on that a little bit later on in the hour. But coming up next, Talk About It Tuesday. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Get some things off your chest.
I know Alan's got a lot to get off his
I'm ready
chest.
to talk about some things, but I want to also talk about something that is near and dear to my heart.
Bathtubs.
You know what that is? It's bathtubs.
Yeah, I knew
it. It's a beautiful bathroom because my friends at Bathfitter set that up for me. And also, I remodeled the bath in my house. I've talked about it. They took the bath out. It was garbage. It was ugly. Nobody used it and turned it into a beautiful shower. They do that too. They also obviously do the bath remodel, which is what my sister did once she saw the stuff I did. So we had this done, and I'm telling you, this is the time of year where you're going to have people over. It's holiday season. You're going to have people visiting, people coming over. You have that one guest bath. You're like, I don't want people using this. I need to upgrade. Now's the time to do it. Bathfitter offers all types of custom bath renovations. They have the unique PermaFit solution. That's what my sister did. It's a watertight fit. But why you should do it right now, I'll give you some reasons. Number one, no money down, no payments, no interest for 18 months. No interest until April of 2027. You'll forget that you even had this done. You'll be like, oh, I had that done a couple of years ago. Oh, that's right. I hadn't paid interest yet. Bathfitter's a permanent fit solution, everybody. The leader in bathroom renovation. Don't go for these other brand names that are trying to do it now. They're the originators. Bathfitter. This is done in one day, which is why it's perfect for before the holidays. Durable, easy to clean, no demolition, lower cost than replacement, and best of all, lifetime guarantee. So take advantage of Bathfitter's biggest sale of the year. Right now, you can save up to $800 on a complete Bathfitter system. See their website or call for details on this Black Friday savings. You can trust the Bathfitter team like we did, so start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one, Bathfitter.
Talk About It Tuesday. Coming up next on Don Honor Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same day or next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SamwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
For over 100 years, Slomin's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, we deliver more than just quality fuel. We deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, 24/7 service, and up to 30 days to pay your invoice. Our dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Slomin's, New York and New Jersey's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving our community for generations. Give us a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back.
I'm injury attorney John Ryan D'Agostino, nicknamed The Closer, continuing D'Agostino and Associates' legacy of helping the injured for over 35 years. My father, John D'Agostino, built this injury firm to help accident victims.
This is John D'Agostino, and this is a family firm. For us, it's about doing what's right and making sure somebody pays for your pain. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-BITE-BACK.
They call me The Closer because big or small, in court or out, I'm fighting to get the job done, to win, to get you every dollar you deserve.
D'Agostino and Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right, pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Harry Douglas here. Look, being a man doesn't mean skipping self-care. Manscaped makes it easy to feel confident, clean, and ready for anything. Whether you're at work, hitting the gym, traveling for business, or heading for a night out. The Lawnmower Trimmer gives you precision, the Beard Hedger keeps your look tight, and their grooming essentials smell incredible. Manscaped's tools are built to perform, helping you stay sharp, smooth, and feeling your best every single day. Because real confidence starts with a clean cut and the right gear. Get all the Manscaped products you need right now at your local Target.
And now let's look at the traffic with Adrienne Watson.
Thank you. They are still in the process of reopening Fifth Avenue from the Veterans Day closures from the 20s to the 40s, so you can't drive on it. On the east side, southbound FDR Drive stop and go from the 1-teens all the way down to the 90s. It's just volume right now. Northbound west side is 70s up to the 1-teens. Lincoln Tunnel, not a problem. Outbound Holland, that's a problem. Just a few minutes from Varick Street, but the outbound Pulaski Skyway has a crash. Any other exit is better. Inbound Holland, just a few minutes. Outbound Brooklyn Bridge, that is absolutely loaded. This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org. I'm Adrienne Watson for 880 ESPN New York.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Sometimes you just can't take it anymore.
You're done. I'm done.
This is Let's Talk About It Tuesday.
Hang up on this idiot!
With Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Sponsored by BetterHelp.
Oh, yeah, you kidding me, guys? Time for Let's Talk About It Tuesday, sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. And I want to check in on the mental health of my good friend Alan Hahn, who had quite the trip into the city today.
I'm okay. I blame myself. So it wasn't like I was yelling at pedestrians or those who were directing traffic away from the middle of the city, because obviously the parade was Fifth Avenue. So that was on the minute I got into the city and I saw it was, Anthony, what did I say? I had a mile and a half and it was 45 minutes?
Yeah, it sounded right.
The GPS updated, and I just realized, like, why didn't you take the train today? So this is more like, for me, I'm down on myself today, Peter.
Oh, no, why?
Well, for not just prepare. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
That's right.
And that's literally what I did today. So it cost me the beginning of the show, but we recovered well, and I'm good now.
That's it? You feel fine now?
Yeah. I'm not gonna turn this into a requiem on New York City traffic or any of that stuff. I'm not doing that. This was a me problem. I did this. I can't blame New York City, Manhattan traffic, because I wasn't smart enough to know.
Look at you.
Take the train today,
taking
dummy.
responsibility.
You feel like? I feel like I grew today. I felt like some growth happened. Right? Because there have been times in the past. Anthony knows this from the night shows. There's been times in the past where I'll do a whole segment on traffic and potholes and just how stupid the whole city structure is. But today was me.
All right. Good for you, man. Good for you.
Growth.
I'm here to just give a few words to everybody whose football team has decided the season's over before you get to mid-November. I'm not saying that I'm welcoming Ballard to my club, but I will say, like, for people like Ballard who had put the Packers in the Super Bowl a month and a half ago, it certainly looks to be a little bit further away than it appeared. Now, I'm not going to read too much into a really hard-fought, 10-7 loss to a team that probably will go back to the Super Bowl yet again. They are the champs for a reason. But if you're sitting here right now, you probably don't feel the same way. Steelers fans out there, I don't want to pile on Danny after we already had our problems with him last week.
Right.
But you will.
But I will say it's not looking glorious after dropping 3 out of 4. The Steelers not looking like the same team. Now, Mike Tomlin has come out and said he has no long-term concerns about Aaron Rodgers' play, but certainly things don't look to be the same there. There's just, you look around the league, the Buffalo Bills. Tay Diggs. No, you take a look at the Buffalo Bills, and a couple of weeks ago they beat Kansas City, and you're fantasizing about doing it one more time in the playoffs. And now you're sitting here at 6-3. The Patriots at 8-2 after losing just a ridiculous game to Miami, an in-division game against a team that appeared to be done. Don, how can you reasonably be thinking about the Super Bowl right now if you're Buffalo? And I'm not trying to bury them and put a pitchfork in them as you might do, Don, but still, not a great time. San Francisco 49ers. You thought, oh, you know what? We're going to shock the world and compete. Well, now you're sitting at 6-4. You got beat up pretty bad in division on Sunday. You really taking that team seriously? But none of these teams, guys, none of these teams hold a candle to a team that has given up 154 points over 3 games. I know people don't like to use the word quit. The Commanders' defense appears to have quit. 38.5 points a game, guys. To not pick against them right now it's a professional malfeasance.
Oh, wow.
It's criminal that
You're going there.
I should have picked it. I should pick against them every week till the season's over. The lines won't be big enough. They don't have. I mean, respectfully, we all think Mariota's a nice little backup to bring in for a game or two. He can't be your starter for the whole season. Terry McLaurin signs the big deal in the offseason. He's completely lost.
Never available.
The defense has multiple injuries. They did not fire Joe Witt Jr., the defensive coordinator. I don't know that I recall this.
Is Daron Payne?
Dan Quinn's just taking over defensive play calling. Daron Payne suspended because apparently you're not allowed to punch players in the face. And while I'm at it, when will football players learn to stop punching people in the face with their damn helmet and face mask on? What is even the point? You're getting suspended, Don, and you're making no contact with anything.
Your hand.
You're hurting your hand.
And you're not hurting the person you wanted to hurt.
Hurting the person. But I mean, this is. I got to tell you guys, like I'm in a pretty good space mentally somehow. I don't know how.
All right, because you got a child.
I guess it's the child part.
Yeah.
But to have been where we were last year and then have watched the game this past Sunday Where literally
That's
from beginning to end, there was no. But I'll tell you what.
That's what it is.
That we were good last year?
What you're going through, because you were a fan of a team that was dysfunctional for a long time, and you finally got a taste of good, and you liked it.
Oh, loved it.
And what happened this year was the predictable step back from good, because it happened too fast, and you always have that step back from good. And you don't like this, and you don't want this world anymore. So I get that. It almost is worse to have that tease of a good year and feel like, wait, are we legit again? And then go back to this, and your concern is that it stays here. You've got to believe that you're climbing out of this, which is why I told you. My advice to you, Peter, because I've been through this, I have a great experience in rooting for bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
And my advice to you in a year like this is to lean forward, not back. Because I'd be questioning everything. You talked about the defensive coordinator. I'd be keeping an eye on Dan Quinn. Is this the guy? He got us right, but is he the guy?
No, listen,
this other team's going to be getting coaches now. There's other coaches that are going to be available. Some of these, again, these coordinators that everybody's excited about, somebody's going to make the right hire. 6 openings, not all 6 are always bust. There's always that one where you're like, damn, they got a good one. You want to lean forward and say, if there's a time we need to be aware and make the right move so we get out of the suck and don't stay in it. That's as a fan, I feel like that's your motivation. That's what keeps you watching. Because if you turn away and just hope you get out of the suck because, they had injuries and all this stuff happen, you'll come back next year with the same hopes, and then it
now
starts looking bad again.
And now you're really back in the suck.
And then you're really depressed.
Yeah, it's weird. I checked out more the last 2 weeks than I've been checked out in years.
It's understandable.
I just was like, now that I'd seen good guys, I was like, I don't want to see bad anymore.
Right.
This is what I hated doing this. And Michael, why'd you put your headset back on? Turn your microphone on as well.
It is on.
There you go.
I want to make things better for you. I'm going to paint a picture that will make you smile. A couple of years from now,
go ahead.
Jaden Daniels is healthy. Team's defense is stout. You're walking with Maya, her little hand in yours, and you're both walking into Donald J. Trump Stadium to see the Commanders. I think it's all going to be good. It's all going to be good.
What are they going to call it, Michael? What would be the nickname of a
I don't,
everybody.
I think it's just
like the
Trump.
Prudential is the Rock,
Yeah,
right? What would you call that?
The Prez.
You know what? You did make me feel
so
better.
Natalie,
I'm so glad you put your headset.
Where are you going today? And you'll say, I'm going with Maya to the Prez to see my team.
So you go, heading down to Trump Stadium. Yeah. And that was that. By the way, so I got that this weekend. Was they're renaming the stadium for Donald Trump?
No, naming it.
They're naming it.
Right.
No, the new stadium.
Yeah, the new
one.
one.
A story.
Yeah.
By the way, it made no sense. What does that mean? He wants that. You know what? I want to get a nightly show at 11 o'clock on ESPN.
Yeah, but he usually gets what he wants.
Not always, though.
Well, usually.
And I'm telling you, they're not going to give it to him over Citibank if they offer $1 billion. They're not going to go, well, the president's been very nice to us. We're going to name it after Trump.
Well, maybe it'll be Citibank Trump Stadium.
That's interesting.
That
by the way, but Trump's going to be out of office. But he will never set foot in D.C. I mean, depending on what happens, he will never set foot in D.C. again.
That's not the way to bet.
They're not going to.
Wow.
Unless they move the stadium to Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
Which, by the way, maybe that's on the table as well. Certainly better weather to go to games.
I mean, the little hand in yours.
I like
walking in and she
Adorable.
says, "Daddy, tell me about the person this is named after." And you say, "Well, that's President Trump. He was the 43rd and the
45th and the
47th,
and maybe the 48th and 49th."
Absolutely. I think that's good. Then your whole feeling about the
Imagine her
Commanders.
dancing and singing, just screaming, like singing the name of the stadium over and over.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Here's the best part. Like, big timeout. They have to fill the timeouts. And she's standing there like everybody else doing the Trump dance. Yeah. I think it's going to be great.
Like Amon St. Brown. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
She's doing the
I've
same.
been
Yeah, like the
fortunate
Tigers did.
Yeah.
to root for teams that have won championships. I don't ever remember celebrating the building.
Oh, but this
is going to be different.
This will be different.
By the way,
this might be different.
For the record, I grew up and the stadium was RFK Stadium.
Right.
And I never once went into the stadium going RFK.
Well, I'd say,
RFK.
when the Devils won the Cup in '95, I wasn't like Brendan Byrne. Love that Brendan Byrne.
Yeah, but it's different. Maya's going to be interested.
I happen to work at a place that has a nickname. It's one beloved by its fan base and the players who play in it.
The Garden.
It's called the Mecca.
Oh, the Mecca. That
And
one.
so
World's
I
most famous arena.
just understand that if the building has some kind of if it's iconic, and you have some winning happening in that building, lots of winning, so much winning,
So if
you'll be
we're-
so tired of the
we're gonna
winning.
well, by the way, you know what my hope was. By the way,
The nickname will come along with it.
I'm gonna, I don't want to let my political beliefs leak
No,
out.
you
here.
never do.
And
That's
by the
the
way,
thing I love about you.
And by
I'll
the
tell
way,
you what.
and this
He
week
hides them well.
And this week
He
of all,
really does, Alan.
And this week of all weeks, sports and politics completely separated all over the place.
Oh, sure.
So who would I be to say anything?
Right.
But the one hope that I had as someone who maybe wasn't rooting for that being the name of the stadium was how bad we played. You know Trump doesn't like no loser. He looked at that field and was like, who is this big heap of trash? He probably left a Lions fan. He wouldn't want to associate with that team. We're garbage.
Well, that report came out with them still playing poorly, even going into the Detroit game.
Well, yeah, but then he went there. He showed up, and he probably thought, I want to see what they do. Do they respect the office? And they didn't show up at all. They were horrifying. That was their worst game of the year.
Now, sometimes it doesn't happen in real time.
What's that?
But the Yankees turned it around after Trump made an appearance. It is possible that the Commanders can. It didn't happen at that moment.
Oh, but you're saying now next week they start to go on a run.
Did the Yankees lose the game that Trump was there, but then they went on a little bit of a run after?
I think they won that one.
I think they might have won that.
No, it was a Judge home run, and they won that one.
Right.
It was a big Judge home run.
But maybe.
Well, listen, I'm open to all things happening, Don. If it
They're
could
very open.
Lead to this.
They're very open.
Well, it starts with a big game. You know, you throw out the record books. When the Commies and the Dolphins head to Madrid, that's when football's at its finest.
What
Am
did
I
Madrid
right?
ever do to us? Right?
know.
Why are we punishing them?
These games are so bad. That is it for Let's Talk About It Tuesday, sponsored by
I have so much
BetterHelp.
more to say.
Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout
I
today
feel
for
better.
10% off your first month of therapy.
4
For what?
straight weeks.
Yep.
We ran out of time, and I didn't get to speak on Talk About It Tuesday.
You didn't have
It's a
anything.
nice run.
No, you didn't want to do
It's
anything.
a nice run.
Well, why can't you continue on?
No,
What is
because
it?
we got
What
Bill
is-
Belichick sound. Bill responds to the
You know,
allegations
that sound
of
stays
Giants'
right there.
future.
You're the
Listen,
you're
nobody
leading
lights
us
up
Two
a room.
hours left.
Listen, it's
It was
between
plenty of
Art
time.
Howe and Bill Belichick who lights up a room
I don't
more.
even think that's Belichick. I believe it's Jordan Hudson speaking for Belichick. That's what I heard. Yeah.
It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Take you up until 7 o'clock on ESPN New York.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Whether you're shopping, gaming, or streaming this Black Friday season, don't take slow for an answer. Get Optimum Fiber for the fastest, most reliable, and most consistent internet speeds, starting at $25 a month. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com to switch. Act now and get a full year of Netflix, an unlimited mobile line, a $400 prepaid card, and more, all on us. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today. Optimum, don't take slow for an answer. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Score a win this game day with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule. Whether you're running from work or home or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and your packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life. Like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
All right, before we get to calls and to the Bill Belichick audio of it all and much more than that, I need to tell you guys about my friends at Bath Fitter. As you know, they remodeled the bath at my house. They actually took an old bath and turned it into a gorgeous shower. My sister loved it so much, she had work in her bathroom done too by Bath Fitter. Now's a great time if you want to update a bath in your house, especially with guests coming over for the holidays. If you have a guest bath or a room that they use and you're like, we got to upgrade this. This is kind of getting gross. Bath Fitter is where you want to go. They offer all types of custom bath renovations, including, of course, their unique PermaVit solution. It is a watertight fit. Plus, it is a lifetime guarantee, everybody. So this is not something that's just going to start bubbling up in like a year or two. This is something that will last a lifetime. They guarantee it. And if you want to get it done now in your house, this is the best time. Why? No money down, no payments, no interest for 18 months. No interest until April of 2027. Bath Fitter, as you know, is a permanent fit solution. And they are the leader in bathroom renovation. It's done in a day. 1 day. Durable, easy to clean, no demolition. Lower cost, of course, than a full replacement. And did I mention the lifetime guarantee? You got to take advantage of Bath Fitter's biggest sale of the year right now. You can save up to $800 on a complete Bath Fitter system. See their website or call for details on this Black Friday savings. You can trust the Bath Fitter team just like we all did. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one. Bath Fitter.
How long is that guarantee again?
That's a lifetime, baby.
Lifetime.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a lifetime for you and me.
They got a tremendous product, and we both have used it. It's great stuff. 1-800-919-3776. A lot of people want to chime in, but Bill Belichick spoke today, press conference in North Carolina, and he, of course, was asked about the Giants' head coaching vacancy.
Yeah, getting ready for Wake Forest. That's all I got this week.
Has anyone asked you, or the players or recruits want to know about your future?
I mean, I've been asked about it from time to time, but yeah, I've been down this road before. I'm focused on Wake Forest. That's it, and that's my commitment to this team. And next week it'll be to our next opponent and so forth. But I'm here to do the best I can for this team.
Wow.
Well, you guys said he might have changed. That sounded like the old Belichick.
That was not the old Bill. In the beginning it did.
Yeah, just a little bit extra.
He didn't do the on to Wake Forest over and over again. he actually did offer you a little insight as to, yeah, this has come my way before. You know, I had heard that he had a press conference where he showed up late. He apologized to the media for being late and stayed an extra couple of minutes and said, if you have any more, I'll wait a little longer because I made you wait. Like, he is not the same guy.
But does that necessarily mean that he can't be the same coach? Like, you heard Ian say, you know, they're close to being 4-1 in conference, and like everybody wants to paint the picture that it's been a disaster in North Carolina. Because let's face it, I'm not going to be no Bill Belichick apologist, but there are a lot of people that hate on him and want him to fail in North Carolina. So every negative thing that's happened, they're ready to just blow it all up.
Me too.
You know, and now the narrative since Brady won in Tampa has been Belichick's never done a damn thing without Tom Brady. Well, listen, all right, Tom Brady did win in Tampa, so he was able to accomplish something outside of Bill, but Bill had a lot to do with those teams winning. He went to the playoffs in Cleveland when they never go to the playoffs. He went 11-5 when Brady got hurt, if you remember that year. Like, so let's not all of a sudden make Bill just some positive byproduct of the greatness of Tom Brady. He's a hell of a coach. May not like him, but he's a hell of a coach.
Well, his personality is what nobody liked, right? Because they
nobody
didn't like
liked
his podium game. Like, they didn't like the way he treated the media, the way he talked, and arrogance about him, the fact that they were caught cheating, all those things that people didn't like.
And he's been humbled. Clearly.
He has been humbled. There's no question. And yet, and I brought this up yesterday, like I said, like he that first game at North Carolina was embarrassing. They were absolutely boat raced at home in front of a sold-out stadium, and I don't think that place has ever been sold out. And it was on national TV, and they were embarrassed. And so everybody just kind of walked away saying, all right, see, he's a failure. This is a mess. And in reality, he's 4-5. I think 2-3 in conference play. They won 2. They won their last 2 games. They really have been competitive. Now, again, it's the ACC, so who are they really playing?
Right.
But it doesn't matter. The roster's not very good. He's had to coach up a lot of things and figure out pieces as he's gone along with players he hardly knew. So he's making it work. I give that much credit to him. But we all know his heart's in the NFL, and we all know that's where he wants to be. And I personally believe the fact that he not only took the question, started with the on to Cincinnati response, and then stopped himself and gave you somewhat of a thoughtful answer tells me he's waiting for the call.
Yeah.
I just.
No, you're not wrong, but I do think that there are a lot of people that have already written off Bill Belichick because that's the narrative they want to sell, because they never liked him, and this is his comeuppance, the arrogance, all the winning. Tom Brady won again after leaving New England, and he just seems a lot more likable. And Bill, I think a lot of people are dancing on his grave. And I think those people that don't want him to come back to the Giants, it's not so much because they don't think he'd do a good job. They don't want him to get what he wants. They don't want him to have his dream job.
What a story. We all know. And we, Ian obviously knows, so he told us. We didn't need Ian to tell us. I think we all know. Everybody in New York knows. Those who have seen enough of the documentaries, the thing that he and the two Bills, that was phenomenal to see those two together talking about their careers, knowing what the Giants mean to him personally, that if there's ever a way to go out, that would be the way to go out, to get this wayward franchise back on track. Whether or not he can win a Super Bowl with them, I think is unnecessary. I think he gets them on track and set in the right direction. Right. If he can do that I think for him would be as fulfilling as anything he's done since his last Super Bowl.
I think you're right. Because I think always where we wanted to be.
And I think if I show up to work tomorrow and lift up my shirt and have an 8-pack, you'd both be really, really impressed.
Yes.
But neither's going to happen.
All right, probably not. But
you're right. But it's a great story.
But do you think the people that say he's cooked, he's done, he's changed,
you can't be sure.
Are they saying that because they believe it, or are they saying it because they want it to be true because they never liked him in the first place?
I think both.
And they're really loving the fact that it's ending this way. Tom Brady making $35 million a year on Fox after winning a Super Bowl post-Bill Belichick, and Belichick in North Carolina and failing. There's a lot of people loving this.
Can't both be true, though? You've wanted him to lose forever, and the vibe you're getting is he's going out sad? Because that's how it's felt.
But what we say, Peter, yesterday when we talked about, Giants fans who want Bill Belichick because they think they're going to get the old Bill Belichick.
Right.
What you might get is
just old Bill Belichick.
Old Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Which
you
is
might.
two different things.
I still think he can coach. And if you're asking for somebody to come in like Tom Thibodeau to kind of stabilize situation, I think we all admit if Bill Belichick was coaching this team this year, they're probably 6-4.
Well, the defense is better.
And we're talking about a team that might, be going to the playoffs and maybe doing some damage. And instead, we're talking about a team that's 2-8 and just fired their coach.
But can he relate to today's players?
I don't know.
Can he get players to respond in his way, which at the pro level, there's a lot of former Patriots that didn't win rings with them that couldn't stand playing for him.
That's true.
Only the guys that won rings love him.
But, I think, trying to relate to players is a problem for a lot of former coaches. Do we know, John Gruden, who hasn't coached in a few years and hasn't won in even longer? I know he's working with Barstool and all the fans love him. Can he relate to today's player? I think it's something that everybody has to kind of deal with here and try to figure out. 1-800-919-3776. Want to get to your calls. It's been a busy first couple of hours of the show. What I found interesting about the Giants letting Brian Daboll go is everybody and their mother has an opinion on this. Jordan Raanan, Greeny, Ryan Clark, Mel Kiper, Marcus Spears, Dan Orlovsky, Adam Schefter.
I mean, these are names.
And these are everybody who's got opinion on Daboll being fired, who the next head coach should be, and we also want to hear from you as well. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, 2 hours to go here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
And now let's look at the traffic with Adrian Watson.
Thank you, guys. In Rockland County, accident southbound Palisades Parkway by Willow Grove Road and Stony Point. There have been a lot of trees coming down farther north, so if you're heading north of the city, please use extreme caution wherever you have to drive. Outbound lower level George Washington Bridge, brand new crash. Delays go back to the Bronx River Parkway. Inbound still okay. And then westbound Route 4 loaded to River Road and Teaneck with a crash. Westbound Route 80 would be a better exit. Southbound FDR Drive, there's a crash in the 70s. And if you are traveling outbound at the Holland Tunnel, there's still an accident on the Pulaski Skyway. This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org. I'm Adrienne Watson for 880 ESPN New York.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, fellas.
I like when he holds it.
It's totally time.
The Knicks host the Grizzlies with coverage immediately following us right here on 880 at 7 o'clock. The Nets will be playing the Raptors in Brooklyn at 7. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
All right.
So everybody was chiming in today.
On what?
On DNR, on Unsportsmanlike, on Get Up, about the firing of Brian Daboll and who may be the next head coach. Jordan Raanan was on DNR. And I thought this was interesting. Does Daboll deserve blame for the hits that Dart has taken?
Who's Dart?
Here's where I think there's a disconnect with this whole putting him in jeopardy and running thing. It's not the fact that they're running him a lot. Lamar Jackson runs a lot. There's plenty of guys that run a lot. And even the design runs. People are missing the point. It's the fact that they were enabling him to try to get these extra yards. The Giants were kept saying, and Brian Daboll was downplaying it the whole time and saying, this is just who he is. We love this competitiveness. We don't want to take that out of him. I don't think they were stressing it anywhere near where they should be stressing it. I think they were, in a way, enabling it.
And that is the byproduct of a coach trying to save his job.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And Dart was the tool to that effect. Now, the other thing that I had not heard, maybe you guys did.
You don't know.
Daboll was out of control on the headsets during games.
I mean, I've heard it from so many guys. Like the headset thing that Wink said, I've heard it from a bunch of guys. It's just the yelling on the headset was that they were like, it was really something else. Like you can't even. And Wink's thing was I couldn't even concentrate because it was the yelling was just too much on the headset. I couldn't even concentrate on calling plays half the time.
That's great.
That's awesome from Jordan because that didn't we all see that? I'm telling you that him not being able to get along with Wink was the beginning of the end for him, in my opinion.
It was.
You had a guy that was a phenomenal defensive coordinator, well-respected, very smart, arrogant, yes. It's like having Rex Ryan as a DC. You live with it because the guy's good. He knows what he's doing. He gets the most out of his players. And you got to leave him alone. You just let him do it. That's what if you're a head coach and you understand personalities, let him do it. But that kind of behavior, I mean, that he felt at times unhinged. And watching on the way, no one brings this up. The way he treated Daniel Jones a lot of times, like visibly, publicly,
terrible.
It was like, did you ever see him do that with anybody else other than Daniel Jones?
It always
throwing
felt like
the tablet. Like
it always felt like he was punishing Daniel Jones.
But you just wonder how. I don't know if performative is the right word, but it was a message I always felt being sent that when he was screaming at Daniel Jones, was sending the message, he's the reason I can't win. He's holding us back. Because then when Dart comes and Dart's playing well and he sees Dart as the way of keeping his job, he's hugging and kissing with the guy. And I never saw him treat anybody else the way he treated Daniel Jones.
And I'll never. They're two Daniel Jones moments I'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
They're etched in my brain forever. Probably Daniel's considerably. One, of course, the Monday night opener against Dallas.
Yeah, getting there to die.
Getting completely drubbed. They're down 40 points. It's pouring rain. I just have this image of Jones laying literally face down in the mud, down 5 touchdowns, No sign of pulling him out.
No.
And I just thought that's a bizarre way to start the year, that you just want to see this guy get crushed. And then number 2, on the exact opposite, the week after a playoff win against Minnesota, could not give any sort of commitment to the quarterback in the presser. Not one. They were begging him to say something nice about the quarterback, and he would say everything else except compliment the quarterback.
That is so true, Peter.
He's had a couple of weird moments.
And for a bit, it aged well, right? He goes to Minnesota, plays okay, not great. Minnesota doesn't want him. He leaves, goes to Indianapolis. What's he going to do in Indianapolis?
Right.
And now he's going to be an
backup.
MVP candidate. Right, because he was the backup going to Indianapolis, so it looked like, well, see, nobody else is going to be able to use him. That did not age well for Daboll. Here's Green.
Go ahead.
No, please, no, go ahead.
I just said I wanted to ask Ian, though, about that stuff. Like, about how much of Daniel Jones' success away from the Giants really started to turn against. For all the stuff you saw behind the scenes with Daboll, how much even with that, because you already knew the Saquon thing. Like, that wasn't really on him, even though he didn't have a use for a running back. But it was the Daniel Jones immediately finding success somewhere else. Like, how much does that make you just look at the coach like, wait a minute, you couldn't work with this guy?
No, it's awful. But if the Giants are winning, you can kind of forgive it, but they were not winning. Greeny on the Daboll firing on Get Up.
Is yet another example, if I may one more time say this, of an organizational failure. The Giants do this over and over again, and they're not the only team, but they seem never to learn from their own mistakes. You cannot have a lame duck coach and a rookie quarterback. You have to marry up those timelines. So Brian Daboll is allowing Jaxson Dart, a young player who quite literally wants to run with his head first into everything, and you have to stop him from doing it. But when you are desperately trying to win every game you can to save your own job, you are not inclined to do it. That's not Brian Daboll's fault. Preservation is the number one motivator in anything, professionally and otherwise. So I don't fault Daboll for doing what he did, and I believe that was the right decision to move on from him.
It is a shame his entire tenure, his name was mispronounced, and it'll never be worth correcting anymore unless he goes someplace else.
It's a great point. It's over.
Ryan Clark on NFL Live, not sure Daboll should have been the guy fired first.
It's an organizational failure, not a failure between Brian Daboll and the way he communicated with his team. And when you have a young quarterback that your head coach clearly handpicked and connects with in that way, I don't know if he's the first to go before the general manager who has assembled the rest of the talent around him, especially when Malik Neighbors is injured and also Cam Scatterbull.
Yeah, but it was falling apart way before that, Ryan. Mel Kiper Jr. on DNR. Should the Giant fans be nervous Shane is still here?
It's all about, however you construct a team, it's about winning football games. And, this team has a lot of good young talent that came in that way. Joe's done a good job there, as Daboll did. Who was responsible for Jaxson Dart being selected by the New York Giants? Who made that move? You have to think Brian Daboll had a lot to say about that, picking your quarterback, okay? More so than a GM. It's like that's your head coach, that's your offensive guy. I think that it's always the GM stays, the head coach, as the one that has to take the blame and ends up getting fired. Normally it's not. In Miami, they let the head GM go, which was a shift in the way it's usually done. They stuck with the head coach, got rid of the general manager. So at the end of the day, the personnel is there.
Now, I'm glad Ian had a chance to explain his tweet about Shane being on shaky ground. In case you missed the interview, he said that he's the odds-on favorite to stay the general manager. He just left open the possibility. Listen, if they lose the next 7 games and it just looks like a complete dumpster fire, they would be open to moving on. But it feels like the hope is it's not a dumpster fire and the chain's going to stick around. And he is the obvious betting favorite to do that. And I didn't bring it up with Ian. The more I think about it, guys, I think Kafka's got a legitimate shot at this in the sense that if he can win some games here, I think he's going to get some major consideration.
Well, think about it like this. The offensively, were they good enough to win over the last 6 games?
Yes.
All right? They were good enough to win. They blew some games. That was on the defense. So I don't know how Kafka fixed this defense, because the defense was the bigger part of the problem, aside from, of course, the punter making the terrible mistake late in that game last week.
Shanking the punt,
Yeah, but then also obviously turnovers and stuff that happened but didn't have to happen on play calling. But Kafka's the guy calling the plays, and the offense has been fine. Even with all the bodies they're missing, with no Scatterbull, with no Neighbors, they're still finding ways to be competitive offensively. Who fixes the defense? That's the part that I'm kind of surprised with. But I'm with you. I think, what you want to believe is the roster was good enough to be 500 right now and in the conversation to try to push for a playoff spot. At worst, the roster's good enough for that. Now, prove it for the rest of the season that the roster was good enough to be competitive and that the coach was the one holding it back.
Well, how about that, though? It's actually an interesting opportunity in that way, right? Because nothing's changing except for Daboll out, right?
Yeah.
So in this moment,
Dart could be out though.
Well, that's
what you're worried about.
Now, if
that changes everything.
Obviously, Dart being out, especially if it's more than just this week,
because Russ is like there's nothing.
By
there.
the way, and again, hold on, I don't want to get thrown off my point. Please remind me to
Sorry.
go back to this
because
I have something about that too. But in particular, if you're able to right this ship a little bit with nothing changing, that's a pretty big endorsement of Kafka. Because Bowen's still there. They don't. In theory, I would imagine in the offseason, they're going to go get a new defensive coordinator as well. They have to know there's a problem there as well. And even if they don't, if they see an improvement over the next 7 games, simply by Kafka taking over, the addition by subtraction, who knows?
It may not even be about wins. It just might be about how does it
vibe.
Look? No, don't lose the other point you have. But staying on the point about Bowen, Jordan Raanan on DNR said firing Bowen wasn't an option for Daboll.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was an option for him, right? He had already, I guess fired isn't the right word, but he had already butted heads with McMartindale. That was his hire, right? Shane Bowen. So I don't know if that was really an option. Throwing another coach to the Wolves, I don't know if that would have been good for him long term. Like, remember, he's got to go find a job at some point somewhere else. If he's just pointing the finger and sacrificing coaches left and right, which he already did a bunch, right? Like, to do that again, that would have been a tough thing to do. So I don't know if that really was an option for him, whether the Giants wanted to let him do that and whether he wanted to do that.
So that is very interesting. It makes a lot of sense, by the way. How could he send another one, this time a coordinator he brought in? That's that makes you look pretty bad.
But are the Giants saying, guys, that a fish rots from the head? Like, the head coach, he was disorganized. There were a lot of problems that led to everything else looking poor. So maybe Bowen isn't the problem. Maybe the problem was Daboll and it created a problem with Bowen. I don't believe that. I don't think Bowen's done a good job. You heard players complain about his defenses in Dallas and in Denver, the way they lost games playing the prevent defense. But maybe we'll find out later Daboll had something to do with that. I don't know. But maybe there's a chance, guys, for him to save it. Again, 7 games is a long time. Now, I don't expect them to beat the Packers, but who the heck knows? The Packers, didn't score a point until like the 4th quarter yesterday, right? So what if they win 4 of these last 7 and it looks good and the defense comes together? All of a sudden, Daboll's the bad guy and everything else looks better.
That would be fascinating if it plays out that way. Now, here's a question. With Daboll gone, can we have a conversation about them not putting Russell Wilson in football games anymore?
There you go. I'm so glad you said that, Peter.
Jameis Winston's still on the roster,
there
correct?
You go.
What are we doing?
One? Like, if you're Kafka, were you saying, can we give Jameis a shot? Because Russ doesn't want to run. He doesn't want to get hit. He doesn't want
Allen, and he can't throw. Even when he wants to throw, he can't throw.
That's a good point.
Everything's a duck. He can't do it.
Did Daboll say, no, I'm not playing that guy? And now that now that Daboll's gone, will they say, if Dart is not available this week, and by the way, like, they held Stroud out for a whole week, right? Concussion protocol. Like, after 4, how about we give him a week? So if they're not going to play him this week, it does feel like, shouldn't you, if you're going to change everything, how about just put the guy out there that hasn't gotten a shot all season and see if at least he can give you something competitive in what's going to be obviously a very difficult game and a very difficult stretch of games coming up.
Because if Dart can't play, then Winston has to dress.
Yep.
So if you're dressing, that means you can play because you can come into the game, especially with Wilson being at an advanced age. It's not crazy to think he can get himself hurt.
I just wouldn't trust Russell Wilson anymore this season. I couldn't trust him. Those who were watching the game saw that he had an opportunity to blast through. There was a hole there.
It's just not there.
It was closed by, I forget if it was a linebacker or safety who came up, and instead of him trying to fight through it, he held up and let himself get tackled.
Well, you were saying he's been making business decisions, and now they just let the coach go. He knows this isn't going anywhere. But I will say, Winston, I don't know how he can play. I haven't seen it. But he's engaged on the sidelines. Looked like he was getting in Daboll's face when he decided to kick the field goal instead of going for it on 4th and goal.
Hell yeah.
Now, that doesn't translate in him going out and playing well, but it seems like you're looking for guys that are going to be engaged. trying to win, trying to leave an impression on what could be a new regime here, at least with the head coach and the new coaching staff. Interesting. But when you're given a road like this, like Albrecht didn't stand a chance, right? Mm-hmm. But Kafka feels like because he's interviewed for jobs, he's been there a while, the offense has functioned. 7 games is enough of a road where he might be able to leave some sort of an impression. And the fact that Carl wouldn't go there because he mentioned that Kafka is a candidate and he's right now the head coach of the Giants, it just feels like that maybe within that organization, not that they're rooting for Kafka to win, but they're going to give him a chance to win this job. That there is that possibility. And we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. But no Neighbors, maybe no Dart, no Scattaboo, Packers. What is it?
So there's some tough ones.
So it's the Packers, the Lions,
and the
Patriots.
Yep.
The Lions and the Patriots on the road. But then the last 4, a little bit different, but still a real tough road to start. We haven't taken one phone call yet. We apologize for that. A lot of people on hold for a while. Well, we had Michael start in trouble earlier in the show. We had Ian O'Connor.
Let's get to the people.
So let's do it, and let's start it off with Robbie in Lenox, Massachusetts. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Robbie?
Holy moly, I thought you forgot about it.
No, you're right there. I can see you right there.
38 years down the dial, now I'm here, and I'm going, wait a second. I did an award-winning show in Massachusetts. I never let my guys wait 2 hours. I said I'd rather hear Richard Manhattan whine for 2 hours right now.
Wow.
I'm joking. Anyway, listen, Don, you know what? I'm 4 years old. And by the way, I have to say, I miss you on ESPN radio doing the Rangers, but congratulations on the Devils. You finally are doing what you should have been doing a long time ago, and I'm very happy for you.
Thank you, Robbie.
Absolutely, Don. Go way back. Listen, I mean, sitting behind the whole poles at Yankee Stadium in 1972, right? How long I've been a Giant fan. But even though I've lived up here in Massachusetts for 21 years, man, why is Joe Schoen still the GM? Who the hell made this decision? I mean, this is like Chris Drury. Keep hiring coach after coach after coach. And by the way, miracles do happen. The Rangers won last night. Oh, yeah, they beat Nashville. Honestly, but my question to you guys is, here's who I want in, all right? I would like to see them hire Lane Kiffin or a guy like John Gruden. I want a rear-end kicking, guy who's a CEO, who's in charge of everything. My biggest problem with Brian Daboll, his first year, he looked like that type of guy, a guy who's involved in everything. And then towards the last 3 years, he didn't. But I want to say this is more on Shane than even Daboll. Yeah, Daboll makes the dumb decisions in Denver, doesn't burn the timeouts, doesn't play smart. Shane does dumb prevent defenses. This is a personnel problem for me.
No, it isn't. I completely disagree. They should be 5-5 at worst.
Oh, absolutely. No.
That's coaching.
Oh, no, that's coaching. Oh, no, the coach is terrible. I'm so glad. But I'm saying that they have enough talent, okay? If this organization had a decent GM and even a quality coach, they'd be so much better. You got scouts coming back. You got Malik. They got a chance to draft another receiver. I want a shutdown corner. And I'm telling you right now, you bring in a solid GM and a solid coach, the New York Giants are going to be on top again. I saw films of Jaxson Dart. I'm telling you, Peter made fun of this, but it's true. I sent him to my girlfriend 2 weeks. I said, this is the guy I want. Comes out of a pro-style offensive program. He can run. He can throw. And the one thing I loved about Jaxson Dart, he steps up in the pocket. Daniel Jones is to collapse. This guy steps in the pocket, and it's his instinctiveness.
Yeah, but he has to learn not to take. He's got to learn. They got to teach him. And you know what, though? I sent it to the group. Gruden had him on, in his quarterback thing that he does, which is always entertaining.
That was very good.
And he was shown film, and he was actually scolding the kid about how, listen, man, I see a guy that's going to have a short career if you don't start learning how to slide. Like, he was calling him out then for it, and that's the kind of stuff that, like, as a coach, you've got to always look out for. But I'm sorry. You can't tell me that get a new GM in. They're going to have a high pick. That's where you're going to need a safety. You're going to need a corner. You know that. You can get that stuff in the draft, and you could start to build forward. They have done a good job building this thing. Remember, they had to get out of the mess that Gettleman left them, the cap hell and all that stuff. That's why that roster was actually fairly decent to win with for year one, because you had guys, but you knew the cap hell was coming. And so they had to get out of that. They had to go through it, and they were poorly coached this year because the roster wasn't as bad. That defense should be better than it has been. You had a great DC. You got rid of him because you couldn't get along with him. All of that is on the head coach, not on the general manager.
You need football people involved in this decision, and I'm sorry. John has not made the right decisions. Chris Mara has not made the right decisions. I mean, go up and down the line of people, whether it's Kevin Abrams, whoever it is, they have not made good decisions here. Joe Schoen has made mistakes. There's no question. But I'd rather have Joe Schoen help pick a coach than John Mara have to find a coach and a general manager. That's what it comes down to.
What was the biggest mistake that Joe Schoen made?
Well, the biggest mistake to me, well, there's a few.
That's a good question.
But the biggest one, though, is not listening to the owner.
Well, but I don't mind that.
The owner made it clear.
Fine.
That it would hurt him to see Saquon go.
But
so that's when you bring the owner in and say, if you really want him, this is what it's going to cost. If are you ready to go forward with that? We'll go forward with that. We'd love to have him because we know how much it means to you. And he said, I'm afraid to see him go here. Well, the Eagles it's a real thing. It could happen.
Well,
and it happened.
See, that's the mistake.
Should have listened to the owner.
See, that's the mistake. Because, again, I see value in letting Barkley go.
I know you do.
They weren't ready to win.
And, by the way, how about the stones it took to face the owner down, knowing the owner wanted this,
listen,
and you're like, that's not the right decision for us, and you made it. That's a tough thing to do.
But, again, the Giants might have won a couple of more games. They weren't winning with Saquon Barkley.
Right.
I know that because they didn't win for 6 years with the guy.
Right.
All right? They're just not ready to win. The Eagles were ready to win. That's why they made the deal.
Yes.
His mistake was thinking Philadelphia wasn't in play. He said it there. I don't think he's going to Philadelphia. I don't think Philadelphia's interested. That's where he screwed up.
Yep.
But you shouldn't make decisions based on, well, I don't want to help Philadelphia win a Super Bowl. That's thinking with your heart, not your head. We had that same conversation about how there was an opportunity for the Jets to trade their running back to New England.
Yep.
Right? And they didn't want to do it to help New England. We all agreed, listen, if you can get a better pick from New England, you make that deal. Who cares about what you do with the Patriots? You're not ready to win yet. So it's the same logic. But he misread the room, and he ended up going to Philadelphia. But maybe he would have done it anyway. But if that's the only mistake he made, at least that's a football decision. It wasn't complete incompetence. It was like, hey, I don't value a running back. Right. We're not ready to win. That at least makes some sense to me. You could disagree with it. The Daniel Jones thing was bad, but is that on Schoen or is that on Daboll? The general manager's job is to get players that the coach wants to coach. Didn't look like Daboll wanted to coach Daniel Jones, so he got rid of him, and he went out and drafted Dart, which is what he was supposed to do. I'm not going to sit there and defend everything that Schoen has done. There's been a lot of mistakes. He can't build a secondary at all. But I agree with you and disagree with the caller, Robbie. There's talent on this team.
Yes.
It's not Super Bowl talent, but it's certainly talent that should be better than 2-8.
Especially on the defense.
5-5, 6-4, definitely with this talent is on the table.
A couple of things. The defense obviously has more talent, skill on it than the offense. The offense is young, but can I also ask you something?
Yes.
What is one area of the offense that we have talked about with the Giants as a major detriment for the last couple of years that we have never talked about this season? We've never mentioned it.
About the quarterback?
Besides the quarterback, I'm sorry. The offensive line.
Yeah. Well, that's Andrew Thomas turning into the guy he's supposed to be.
Staying healthy, yeah.
And Illuminor and John Michael Schmitz, like the offensive line has actually been fairly stable.
Brought in by who?
Yeah,
right?
Joe Schoen.
So, again, I'm not going to sit there and give him Executive of the Year.
No,
but it's
you're heading in the right direction.
Good roster,
feel that.
Now,
it's a good roster.
And if you wanted to get rid of both of them, I think we've all said it. I would have understood it. I would have gotten it. Start fresh.
Yep.
But we also all said that if you got to get rid of one, Daboll's the guy to get rid of. And right now, God bless him, but do you want John Mara to be the guy deciding who the next general manager and head coach is going to be? Do you want this regime to do that after they've literally failed 4 consecutive times with their coach and twice with their last general managers? Or at least with Gettleman. Now we'll see what happens with Schoen. I'm sorry, you've whiffed too many times. I need a football person to be able to make that decision, and we'll see what he does. 1-800-919-3776. More of your phone calls. ENN at 6. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock, and then it's Knicks basketball on ESPN New York.
Score a win this game day with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule. Whether you're running from work or home or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and your packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
And now let's look at the traffic with Adrienne Watson.
Thank you. Fifth Avenue has been reopened officially between the 20s and the 40s from the earlier parade closures. Eastbound Cross Bronx is a mess by Sheridan. Crash blocks 2 lanes. That's causing about a 10 to 15 minute delay to get to the bridge. And then the westbound Cross Bronx is loaded from the Bronx River Parkway all the way on out. The other outbound approaches to the bridge, not bad. Lincoln Tunnel a few minutes out, about 15 to 20 in. Holland still slow both ways on the Pulaski Skyway. Inbound Gowanus Battery Tunnel, that's a brand new accident. This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org. I'm Adrienne Watson for 880 ESPN New York.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
What is this now, Jacob?
Yeah, he's going all over the place, this guy.
So let me tell you a story, Alan.
Yep.
I stumbled upon a song. My brother sent it to me. It's a yacht rock song by the name of the band is called Sneaker.
Never heard of Sneaker.
Never heard of Sneaker myself either. All right, but it's a cool song. I tried to play it for Alan earlier, but he just for whatever reason couldn't hear it.
All right.
More Than Just the Two of Us is the name of the song. Apparently, Jacob didn't hear that part of it. So this is the second rejoin in which he's played a Sneaker song that is not the song.
But the voice sounds very familiar.
But More Than Just the Two of Us, it's their only hit, Jacob. You are playing deep cuts on a band that doesn't have deep cuts. They've got one song. It's a one-hit wonder.
They have scratches.
I'm surprised any other song came up with this.
How do you spell it? Just like the word sneaker?
It's just like Sneaker, all right? Now, this is the song, I hope. There it is.
I found it.
That's Alan playing it?
Yeah.
Oh, Alan's playing.
I got it.
Now, tell me
This is
what
on
you
my
think.
phone.
Let's see if you even heard the song before.
I can't even find the artist on Spotify.
That's coming, I promise. Definitely yacht rock.
This is drippy yacht rock. Yeah,
no, this is. Listen, I had a nice analogy off the air that I can't share on the air.
So sappy you could blow your nose in a pancake.
But I love it. Okay, I love it. But I just love it. Like Jacob was so on yesterday. Jacob was Ohtani in Game 3 of the World Series yesterday.
What's the?
He was
right, and today he's like Judge in the postseason before this year.
Oh no! What's the song called again, Don?
More Than Just the Two of Us.
Yeah. There he goes. Here we go. Here's the hook.
Oh, I've definitely heard this, Donnie. Holding on, the two of us.
Oh, yeah, it is familiar.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Jacob was trying to get into the rejoin and found like every song. Except that one. And every time he's got a look on his face like, I got it.
Not.
And then he could see by the dead look in my eyes like,
I don't know
what the heck is this?
I don't know what he's
I
playing.
was so confident in both segments. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the song Don told me about.
Nope. Now,
Papa Pusick said it's his favorite song.
What? What are the coincidences?
His favorite sneaker song.
His favorite sneaker.
Really?
And I was like, why didn't you say something earlier? And I remembered he can't hear it because he's watching on YouTube.
Well, the point is, tell your dad he's got great taste. This was a hit song. Probably didn't get any higher than like 30.
You suck, Pusick.
In like 1983. All the other songs Jacob's playing, I'm not even sure that they were published.
Or songs.
They weren't hits. They weren't deep cuts. They were scratches.
It's like
That's all they were.
It's like saying, listen, I heard this Men Without Hats song. Use it in the rejoin and never play Come On Eileen.
1981, Don.
1980. See, that's when the 80s were.
Now there's got to be a little bit like how high do you think it charted? I got it here.
I want to say 30.
So that's a really interesting question because it's not
maybe like 38.
By the way, the band's influences: Steely Dan, Eagles, and Doobie Brothers. That's very, very young.
Well, they missed on all three.
All three.
But you know that song is still good.
But you don't know
it's
their other
still
songs.
a good song.
All right, so what's the
what's the highest?
More Than Just the Two of Us hit in 1981, 34.
Look at you, Don.
It's not
That's
nothing.
very good.
It's not nothing.
No, you'd be proud of
now,
that.
adult contemporary chart,
There you go.
it got as high as 17.
Well, there you go.
You know who was a guest on Kimmel last night, I'm hearing?
Who?
Oh, yeah.
Christopher Cross.
Christopher Cross.
How do you like that?
I love that, man.
I missed it.
Is that up there? Can we hear? Is it? Let us know if that's up there. I want to hear a little Sailing live in 2025.
Sailing takes me away.
Wonder how he did.
I'm sure.
I'm sure it was good. Although, have you heard the Tiny Desk Doobie Brothers?
I have never
Brutal.
seen. It's bad.
Just please never. Like those guys should just. Yeah, it was.
Why
tough
are you
on the
saying
ears.
this?
It was tough on the ears.
Oh,
really?
I don't want to hear that.
I was I felt terrible, but I got to be honest. It was rough.
I don't believe you.
Like Rerun would have just dropped the tape recorder and run away. He wouldn't have continued.
Or he would have just pressed stop and
he would have
and not bootlegged
pulled the
first
tape
one.
out of it.
And for people who don't understand the reference, that's on you.
Yeah, right.
It's an episode.
Right, Google it.
Episode of
It's what's happening where he reruns taping.
Don, by the way,
He's trying
don't
to
look now.
bootleg Doobie
A
Brothers.
sneaker did have a second top 100.
Oh.
And actually, it reached 25 on the U.S. rock chart.
What I got to hear? What is it?
Don't Let Me In.
It's nothing that Jacob played. I'll tell you that.
1982. Don't Let Me In.
All right. Well, we'll see if we know that and see if Jacob can find it. Luca in Soho. In the meantime, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Luca?
Guys, how do you expect me to follow this up?
You will. I
think you can do it.
You will.
Well, I was going to say, Don, you said yesterday something about retread coaches, and I immediately thought of Kevin Stefanski, who is the opposite of the quarterback who doesn't have stability. This guy's coached like 12 different quarterbacks. I think given there's the right circumstance and it's the NFL, anything can happen, I think it would be an interesting fit for the Giants. And another thing, Joe, I laugh about Joe Schoen. I think the worst thing he's done so far is he can't get the kicker right. If we get a kicker right, at least we get 2 wins.
The Gano thing is Gano's older. When healthy, he's reliable, but the guy just keeps breaking down.
I think the Giants are just cursed at that position because they've had a little bit of a history.
But they brought
Koo
in. They brought Koo in, and Daboll didn't want Koo. He brought in the kid from Rutgers, and the kid couldn't kick.
Right. So Daboll even had fingerprints on that. But Stefanski, here's Dan Orlovsky on Get Up, guys.
Well, the number one name that I would pay attention to if I were the Giants is what happens in Cleveland with Kevin Stefanski. If I could handpick a guy, it would be Stefanski.
You know, I'm going to
He's
shut
an
it off because I just can't. Yeah, stop it. I mean, it's a mess in Cleveland. Did you see the way that game ended on Sunday?
Not
Come
nice.
on, man. And maybe Dan's right, and he's like a hidden gem, unpolished. And if he comes to New York, it'll all come together. But you know what?
Good.
I'm good.
You're all set.
How about you, Alan?
Yeah, it's hard. How do you get excited about Stefanski?
He had a lot going against him, which included the Deshaun Watson thing was just a disaster from day one, right? So he hasn't had a quarterback.
But
you could see in their draft room that they don't even have any continuity there, right? But I get it. I totally understand why you wouldn't want to go there, because why would you bring in somebody who has been part of losing so much he's probably used to?
Can I just ask these people, and I keep repeating myself over and over again, but I still have to because people are obviously not hearing me or completely ignoring me. It can be both at the same time. Do I think Stefanski can get something out of a quarterback? Yeah. You know who else got something out of a quarterback? Brian Daboll. Can't coach. Can Stefanski coach? When did all of a sudden we take the coach out of head coach? Is it head quarterback guy? Is it head quarterback whisperer? No, it's still head coach. People, you still have to coach. You have to make decisions on fourth down. You got to get your team ready to play. You got to develop a game plan. You got to make adjustments at halftime. There's a lot of things that go into being a coach than just getting quarterback play. I know it's important. I get it. It's so vitally important, but it can't be the whole kit and caboodle. It can't. Stop it. Stop it.
I'm going to let you in on a secret here. Some names that you get pushed by some members of the media are favors. Good relationship with them, want to help them out, want to get them some pub. Like this
I've
a
had
real
that
thing.
happen to me. I've had that happen to me.
It's a real thing.
I don't do it because I need to have the conviction. If I believe it, I'll say it.
Yeah.
But, guys are going to do favor. I don't know if this is the case with Orlovsky. And I'm sure Dan believes Stefanski is a great offensive mind and can work with quarterbacks. To me, Dan, that's not enough. To come to New York and deal with the media and the pressure to win, I mean, there's a lot that goes into being a head coach than just he can get good quarterback play. Got good quarterback play. Brian Daboll was able to get Jaxson Dart. I'll give him all the credit for Dart if you want. It's not enough. You know how I know it's not enough? because he's playing at an elite level, and they're still not winning games. Still not winning. Let's go to Jason in Inwood. You're on ESPN New York. Hi, Jason.
Oh, thank God you had someone on first, and I could get back to leaving my bedroom when that music.
I enjoy that music. What's the matter with you?
No, that's what I'm saying. I needed someone to get me back to earth.
He's talking about how he was enjoying it.
He was enjoying it too much.
He almost was like,
weed.
Never heard of it before, but it was fantastic.
No, it's really
Look
good.
it up
All right,
now.
cool. I thought you were making fun of me. I'm sorry.
A couple of things about Daboll I just wanted to say. The one thing that always showed me that he is not a head coach is they got the doors blown off of them every first game of the year.
Yep.
And he was on the sideline just standing around. I'm like, let's see how everything goes. Everybody else is kicking our ass, but he was getting our ass kicked. That was the first thing that
it's interesting.
Gave me signs that he couldn't manage the entire team. The second thing is the lathering of Jaxson Dart. I'm sorry?
No, it's not a
that's
terrible
not
take,
a terrible take at all, what you're saying. Week 1.
Yeah, then they had the whole summer to prepare for it, and they were terrible every first game of the year. And Jaxson Dart and how he lathers Jaxson Dart, I just couldn't see it anymore. It was just too much. He was not a head coach, and he's not a quarterback whisperer, and he's not that offensive mind that, the guy for the Rams. And you say Stefanski, but did Baker Mayfield play for Stefanski?
I don't think.
No, that was what's his name before him.
Well, I thought they kicked him to the side, and that was
maybe he did or maybe didn't. I said, Stefanski's been through, like, what that organization has done there is like, how do you judge a coach?
That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, how do you get excited?
But he's cloaked in it. He's cloaked in it. Like you'd be afraid the next job of a guy who's been part of so much losing.
He had Stefanski at least the last 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, because he had Freddie Kiki.
That's who it was, right?
And then Stefanski his last 2 years, both losing seasons.
Not all things are equal. Not all losing is equal.
And you know what, guys? You know what I forget? And Anthony can look it up and correct me if I'm wrong. The only time that Daboll opened a season with a win was in Tennessee. Remember that 9-7-1 season? They go to Tennessee. They're a huge underdog. They go for 2, get the touchdown in the fourth quarter, take the lead with a minute to go, win the game, right? All we remember is he had the stones to go for 2. I didn't even think about it until they were showing like highlights from after him being fired that Tennessee missed a field goal at the end of the game. So if Tennessee makes the field goal, they finish 8-1, miss the playoffs, and we're not even having he probably got fired last year.
Right.
Like people forget at 22 the breaks that they got. So even in the game that he won and he went for 2, we've got our coach. Well, you caught a break at the end of the game. And you know what? Didn't catch another break again, ever, unless it was broken bones on the players that tried to sacrifice themselves for you, and it didn't work out. 1-800-919-3776. Fun show, and it really has been.
We had a lot of different things here.
A lot of different things happening, and we haven't even hit ENN, and there's always stuff going on with ENN. And we take up until 7 o'clock, and then it's Knicks Grizzlies on ESPN New York.
This fall, don't sit on the sideline because of pain. If you're tired of waking up stiff, fighting neck, back, or joint pain, and missing out on the things you love, it's time to take action. Call Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain, New Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and laser focused on one thing: getting you back in the game. Living pain-free, no surgery, no cuts, no downtime. Just precise image-guided treatments that deliver real results. Whether it's sciatica, nerve pain, migraine, or chronic joint pain, Dr. Shaw will personalize a non-surgical game plan just for you without pain medication. Same day and next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Most major insurances are accepted, so what are you waiting for? Don't let pain keep you out of the action this season. Visit Sandwell Pain to text, call, or book online. You'll wish you met Dr. J. Shaw a lot sooner. Relief starts today, and victory over pain is closer than you think.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
Mary to the net. Score! The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat. Barzell for Horvat, score! Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Dave Rothenberg here to tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. Now, they converted my kids' bathtub to a shower and did an incredible, really an unbelievable job. They offer all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit done in just one day. Durable and easy to clean with no demo or mess and lower cost than a standard replacement. And a lifetime guarantee. Right now, no money down, no payments, no interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today like we did at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bathfitter.
For over 100 years, Slomin's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, we deliver more than just quality fuel. We deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, 24/7 service, and up to 30 days to pay your invoice. Our dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Slomin's, New York and New Jersey's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving our community for generations. Give us a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-471-9773. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-471-9773. 800-471-9773. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-471-9773 or biglou.com. That's 800-471-9773 or biglou.com.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
So is this the other sneaker song?
Yep.
I'm not feeling it.
Hold it. Give it a second, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know, right?
That was fast. I'm into it so far.
Why can't I give you updates in progress?
Donnie, this is 1982. 63 on the top 100, 25 on the rock. The mainstream rock charts.
But
I'm not mad at it.
Was it? Did it make the top 40 of the Hot 100? So was it considered a hit? No.
No. He said it was outside. 53.
So Sneaker is a one-hit wonder. But that song is fantastic. Not this one.
More than just 2 of us. I'm adding that, by the way, to my My yacht rock playlist.
Right? My brother sent it to me. I'm like, this is fantastic.
Yeah,
He's like, I know you're a yacht rock fan. How good is this? I'm like, it's great.
Yeah, that's an ad.
And we
Right
know
on
it's
that
sappy. Like
Oh,
sap right out of the tree.
That's it, straight out. But we like this. This is what you want.
That's why it's good.
That's the beauty of yacht rock.
And I mean, Don, I know you are. I'm man enough to say I like it. So what? It's because you don't like it. It's your problem.
I know Nancy gets on me all the time for these songs, and she rolls her eyes.
Does she?
And then I remind her that she purchased the cassette single when that was a thing of the Macarena. So, and that shuts the conversation down.
Over.
Shuts it down.
Over.
So you can make fun of all my yacht rock, and I love this song, and Christopher Cross, and Sneaker, and
Well, hold on. But all the artists you just mentioned are make good music. I mean, Sneaker I never heard of till 5 seconds ago, and that wasn't really in your list until 5 seconds ago.
Right.
But all the other people you're talking about have multiple songs that are really good. The musicality is
like
good.
Orleans and Ambrosia.
Yeah. Ambrosia, sure. Little River Band.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love the
come
Little
on.
River Band.
I mean, you guys are going a bit far, but
Well,
still,
no, but
they
no,
make
but
good songs though.
The argument is this, though. I think
Macarena?
I think Stephanie,
Macarena?
Yeah, Stephanie and Nancy are in sort of the same category.
Bad taste in music.
She's now hearing because she wanted me to make her favorite songs playlist. So we sat one day and I'm just playing songs and she's like, I love that one, all from the 90s. And then she's working out and she pulls her ear pod out. She comes over to me. She goes, I can't believe the lyrics of this song. K7, Come Baby Come. And I said, oh, yeah, you didn't know what that song was about when you and your softball team were dancing around and singing it out loud, did you?
See?
Well, can I just ask a question of curiosity? Because I've never paid attention to the lyrics, but I can guess based on the title what they're about.
You want me to read them to you?
No.
No.
Are you sure?
What would she have thought? What would anyone have thought it was about?
Because they're not paying attention. They're just dancing and being happy.
Because women, like, they don't think dirty the way we do.
No,
Right.
by the way, I've never thought about it ever until right this moment. But
Here, I'll give you one lyric, one line. I won't go any farther.
All right, thanks.
Come get some of this. Don't forget the innuendo.
That's just a bad line. I don't even know what that means.
Doesn't matter.
Don't forget the innuendo.
Well,
you know what? I take it back.
Baby,
I would like. I know the song for God's sake.
All right, well, maybe your audience.
Well, you know what
didn't,
rhymes
okay?
with
Come on,
innuendo?
they're alive.
Our audience is breaking down box scores.
Innuendo. Innuendo. Wait, what rhymes with innuendo?
Keep it so loud you'll be hitting the crescendo.
It's not. You know,
That's actually pretty good.
There's nothing wrong with finding the obvious rhyme.
I give them credit. They probably sat around going, man, what rhymes with innuendo?
Hold on. Alan, real quick. Alan, you made a mix? You made a mix for your wife and you put on K7, Come Baby Come?
Because she liked the song.
I did not make the mix. I sat at the counter in the kitchen while she was doing something.
All right.
And I was playing her songs on the Sonos, and she would say yes and no. And so I was going through top 100 90s from 90 to 99.
All right, so you weren't like, hey, here's a good one.
No.
You were just saying,
no,
these are okay.
No, yeah.
No, I was just checking here.
All right.
Because that's a tough choice.
Quick Nick update.
Please.
Nick's Grizzlies coming up at 7 o'clock. Alan is going to be on television tonight, correct?
Yes, sir.
No Mitchell Robinson, left ankle maintenance.
What?
Yeah, that means you have to keep the ankle.
Expected, boys.
Okay.
It's the first game of a back-to-back. So there'll be a game tomorrow. This is a Western Conference opponent tonight. Tomorrow's the Magic, Eastern Conference opponent.
There you go.
You would want him for that. Then you've got no back-to-backs now for about 2 weeks. So he should be available. Now, they're playing him in short stints, but, man, his impact, oh, my God.
it's big
his
time.
numbers have been phenomenal.
So
I'm not surprised he's not playing tonight.
Let's go back to the busy phones, 1-800-919-3776. Moose in Jamaica. You're on ESPN New York.
Evening, fellas. Real quick on a one-hit wonder, Mambo number 5. Need I say any more?
Nah, that's tough.
That's a tough one, too. That's a tough one, too.
Not easy.
But I'll tell you this, though. Mambo number 5 to me is like Mozart compared to Macarena.
Right.
I mean, Mambo number 5.
Here Comes the Sun.
It's as good as it gets compared to dum 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 dum. No, I mean, nothing's worse.
It's so true.
Hey, Macarena.
Two quick points on the Giants and what has happened so far, then I'll get into Shane, then I'll get into who I want. One, I didn't think much of the season with the defense having half veteran talent, half rookie second-year talent, so I didn't expect more than 4 or 5 wins, unless we started Dart and they would save their job, win 6 to 7 games, and then maybe we see the end of their deal. That's 2 things. Real quick on Shane, I want him gone too. For every good draft pick or good signing he's made, he's had 2 or 3 bad ones. And the coach/quarterback, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, look at the Chargers. Their D coordinator since Jim Harbaugh got there has had a top 5, top 10 defense. Hire him, the defensive coordinator, as head coach, bring the quarterback coach to run the offense, and we might have a spine of success as a Giants franchise. That's my only suggestion. Thanks for taking my call.
Sounds like a lot of reaching.
Yeah, it does.
It's a lot of reaching. Hope this, bring that guy in, do this, do that. No. I need somebody that's got a resume that's done it before so I know what it's supposed to look like.
See, that's right. Everybody's going to have an opinion, right? Every assistant is going to come with a tremendous resume. Hey, we talked about it on Hard Knocks when Daboll was talking about, we got to get Bowen from Tennessee. Do you see the average yards per carry that they're holding up opponents? Yeah, all these guys, the hot assistants, they're all going to come with nothing but positives, no negatives. Otherwise, they wouldn't be a hot assistant. But when you bring the retread, and again, we hate that word, they're going to have, they've been fired before, you've seen it, so you know exactly where all the holes are.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just think it's too important a job. They have literally failed 4 consecutive times with their head coaching hire. They can't afford to get it wrong because now it looks like they've got their quarterback. And they don't want to waste that by not having the coach. And I don't care how good the quarterback is. If you don't have the coach, you're not winning. So they've got to get this right, guys. They have to. And you're coming into a job where you've got the world's biggest media. You've got a tremendous upset fan base that you're going to have to deal with. Egos, all the things that comes with taking over a roster in New York where you're the number 1 team in your sport. Then everybody's following it. Everybody's paying attention. Everybody's expecting you to fail because the other 4 all failed. It's a lot of pressure to go under, and I need some experience. You know, could an inexperienced guy do the job? Maybe, hey, Bill Parcells was nobody when he got hired, right? But you know what? It was good to bring in Tom Coughlin, who had success in Jacksonville. That's helpful. To have a guy that's got a resume. You could do that too. We could also do ENN. How about that?
I'm glad they ran Coughlin out of town, though. You know, I'm glad they were on his neck every single year. It played so well.
Unreal.
I'm reading Jordan's book, and all the times that Coughlin's job was on the line after going to the playoffs 2 straight years. They lost the first 2 games in 2007. They were going to fire him. Now we're talking about trying to keep coaches that start 2-7 every single year.
Yep.
God, do I miss Tom Coughlin.
He had
God, do I miss all of the issues of the Tom Coughlin Giants.
I mean, by the way, listen, in all fairness, he couldn't hear all the chatter about him because the rings were jingling and jangling too loud in his pocket. But I always just marveled as a fan of another team. Sports talk radio, people every year, they lose 2 games in a row. You've got to move on from Coughlin.
He's too old. He can't relate to Odell.
This guy's got rings galore.
Right.
He wins every few years. You dream of that. There are kids who grew up with that. They had the exact same experience that I had. So I was a kid. Commanders won in 87 and 91. Now, I was 8 and 12 years old. There are kids who had the exact same thing in New York with the Giants. 7 and 11. They're like, oh, that's what happens? You just win championships every 4 years. And now Coughlin's been gone, and it's been pure garbage ever since.
But ENN's not garbage.
No, I don't think
it is
so.
not.
I mean, you never know on the day, but I think we'll do our best.
I'm going to bet it's good. Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
And now let's look at the traffic with Adrian Watson.
Thanks, guys. Let's start in New Jersey this time. Eastbound Route 24, slow for 2 miles, getting onto Route 78 in Springfield. That was a crash. Eastbound 280 loaded passing the Garden State Parkway and northbound Parkway by 143 in Irvington. They were clearing an accident. And while we're looking, westbound Route 3 slow to Route 21. Those delays begin by the western spur of the New Jersey Turnpike. Yes, the Holland Tunnel, the Pulaski Skyway, still the worst way in and the worst way out. Lincoln Tunnel about 15 minutes in, a few minutes out. Cross Bronx eastbound at Sheridan, accident still blocks 2 lanes. Staten Island Expressway slow both ways by Richmond Avenue. That was an eastbound crash. And in Yonkers, southbound thruway, an accident past Yonkers Avenue. I'm Adrian Watson for 880 ESPN New York.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
Why do you go to Princeton Longevity Center?
We go to Princeton Longevity Center because my husband's cardiologist told him having this exam saved his life.
Because somehow 20 turned into 40, and now I need to take my health more seriously. The Princeton Longevity Center designed a program to keep me healthy and active, so 50 and 60 will be no sweat.
Because even though my cholesterol is high, it turned out my arteries are clear. That's a big relief.
Whether you want to make the most of your future years or just want peace of mind, you need the Princeton Longevity Center. Their comprehensive preventive exam combines the latest technology with caring experts to create your personal plan for staying well.
Because I shouldn't have to wait an hour for a 10-minute physical. I go to Princeton Longevity Center because I get everything done in one day and take my results home with me.
Find out why you need Princeton Longevity. Call 888-8000-PLC or go to PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. Call 888-8000-PLC. That's 888-8000-PLC.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for 3.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York. This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports.
Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Welcome to ENN.
You ever watch YouTube?
Ray Rowe. Like to start off by saying good evening to Don.
Hey, Devils, here's the pitchfork. Stick a pitchfork up your ass. How about that?
That was such a great segment.
It was a lot of fun.
The fact that Burke called into it just made it even better. Class act.
Let's say good evening to Don.
Hey, LaGreca, open your mouth.
Yeah, that's not what he said.
Well, that was completely taken out of context, but have fun with it. Hey, LaGreca, open your mouth.
Well, guys, how's everyone doing? Chilly out there?
I was not expecting that this morning.
It was too much, right?
And it was
a
only
notch too far.
It was only 32, and believe me, we're going to get to a state in the winter where like,
by the way,
it's 32 today. Let's take our jacket off.
The current moment right now is here in New York City feels like 24.
Well, that's the thing is it was really windy, and it's just been like this weekend was like 68. So we just dropped like 30-something degrees in a couple of days. It's just not used to this.
As Eddie Murphy would say, in de face. It really was immediate, just a slap to the noggin.
We had no fall, just straight summer into winter.
And I don't know if you have this issue.
Erectile dysfunction?
No.
Oh, no.
It's all good.
Sorry. I mean, just
in a suit, you get those, like a nice long jacket.
Yeah.
I don't find them to be very warm.
Even the good
like,
ones.
is there a styling jacket that you can wear with a suit that also is warm?
That's truly warm?
Yeah.
I think you'd probably have to go find a really nice
You're talking about like
coat.
a top coat?
He means a top coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a good wool top coat. Feels great.
I mean,
fits nice.
Yeah, but does it ever hit, to Don's point, does it ever hit like a true parka hits?
No.
Nothing's like a
if
parka.
you get the right one. But Don, also, invest in a vest. Wear it under your suit jacket and take it off once you get obviously in the arena. That also helps too.
Wait, you wear a vest like you're wearing right now. You
You get
like
something
Marty
like this.
McFly.
Yeah, exactly.
And you wear
I just got off the boat.
You got off the boat and you wear that under your suit
when you're outside, and then you just take it off once you're doing what you got to do.
Because
today
I've got a Western Canada trip in January.
Oh, you're going to need all kinds of. You're going to need scarves.
That's going to be scarf season for sure.
Yeah, you get yourself a good top coat, man. They have them. They have some of them have like the built-in vest inside where you do the double zip.
Yeah, they do have the little line. I mean, it's not the classiest look to go with the double zip, but
I think it looks very classy.
Not really. But it keeps you warm though. But what you got to do, Don, you've done this before. I've seen you do it. You layer the scarf properly and then put the top coat on top of it.
I like that.
Listen, your legs are going to be cold if you're not wearing long johns. No way around it. I did Chicago outside a couple years ago in winter for WWE.
Not fun.
And me and Dipperstein had a big argument because he insisted I not wear a hat on camera. He thought I'd look like a jamoke, a schmagegi, a schmohawk.
Was he right?
I opted not to do it. I would, when we'd go off air, I'd put the hat on. I had little hand warmers. We had hand warmers there. I did that.
Did you ever think about doing like icy hot, like on your head, like right on your melon?
You mean icy hot? You mean like you rub it on?
Yeah, because you get it because the warmth of it just
warm
keeps your head, keeps your skin warm.
Wouldn't it look like then you have a greasy head?
No, it usually absorbs in, right?
I don't know. I've never used icy hot.
Well, give it a shot. You're welcome.
So really, really informative stuff here early in the show.
I find it
in the ENN of it all. All right, guys. Good news. David Stern spoke at the winter meetings. Aren't you excited? Oh,
David Stearns.
That's right. Here's David Stearns on Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz.
We love both Pete and Edwin. They've been great representatives of the organization. We'd love to have them both back. At this stage of the offseason, it's really tough to predict any outcome.
Nope.
Certainly we'd love that.
Not buying it. Thank you for doing that. Don, do you truly believe that he just spoke truth?
No.
Now, saying they love them as people.
I mean, as people, yeah.
Totally.
We all
want
love
them
people.
back? Want Pete back?
Listen, it's all about the money, right? It's all about the price. And right now, it feels like whatever they're going to ask for is not going to be what the Mets are going to be willing to pay.
Correct.
But we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I have more faith in Alonso coming back, quite honestly, because I don't know if he's going to have any suitors. I think Diaz is going to get suitors. I think they're going to be people that are going to offer him a contract.
Closers, forget it.
So
you can't get them.
If you're going to try to get him at a bargain, I think the price is going to get driven up by other teams. Will it for Pete? Now, he came off a really good year, but he didn't get the money last year. Now, he didn't come off a great year, but now he's a year older. It's early, though.
All
Very
right.
early in the process.
Does Alonso's defense factor into re-signing him, Mr. Stearns?
I think all parts of player contribution inform how we view the player. For a position player, that's
I don't mind this. I really don't mind this.
It doesn't bother me. I mean, I want to know what he's saying, but the minute he talks, I'm like, yeah, play him out.
Because he's saying all the right things, but he's not giving you a real genuine answer, and I understand that. It's general manager speak.
I drive a Dodge Stratus!
But if he said, damn right, it's going to matter. Have you watched him play defense?
Damn right!
There's
Are you watching? But if he spoke like Don, you'd be good with it.
There's a thing called run prevention.
If he did his answers in Don drops, he could say the same thing.
Yeah, and then it would all work.
But this is when you're somebody like, so you're a baseball writer. You just spent the whole summer on the road. You're finally home for a minute. The World Series is over. Now you got to go to baseball meetings, so you're away from your family again. You got your notebook open. Here comes the Mets GM, and that's what he's giving you. That's why sports writers at times just get miserable and start asking tough questions just to provoke an answer. I didn't come here for that. I'm not writing a story. They're going to give me 300 words in the paper. The Knicks are playing tonight. The Giants just fired their coach. That's what you're giving me?
But what are you going to do?
But here's the thing, and I'm not getting on the reporters because they need to hear it from him.
Of course.
But they know the answer. Of course his defense is going to hurt him getting a contract.
Yeah, but you're trying to get him to say it.
Right, but you know he's not going to say it.
Yeah.
But he did say it. Is like all factors. Of course, you're going to be giving a guy a multi-year contract. You're going to factor in everything. Now, I think he's gotten better as a defender, but in the analytic world, run prevention's a thing.
I mean, how? But how bad is he? It's first base. It's playing the field of Jays.
I got to tell you, it's like a punter. Right?
I know you don't know you need it till you need it.
Because all I know is John Olerud was a vacuum, and all of a sudden everybody on the infield didn't make errors anymore. David Wright, the majority of his errors were throwing, not when you had Olerud. He just when you have Olerud, he's scooping up everything.
It makes a difference. There's no question.
Wasn't Pete pretty good though at least picking it?
He could scoop it.
I didn't think he was terrible at
he's not,
that. I thought it was more his
great.
range as a first
baseman. He's not great.
Okay.
All right. He's good. He's gotten better. But when you're talking about that kind of money, they do factor in defense. But fans never do. Fans look at the home runs and the offense, and they figure, defense.
Well, especially when it's first base or right field, right? It's like, all right, you're the worst infielder, you're the worst outfielder.
Right.
It is what it is. But to your point, when you have one who's a plus defender, you feel it.
But David Wright would have cut down his errors in half if John Olerud was his first base. Because it's a big deal, and you don't think of it because you know what happens on those pick plays. You don't kill the first baseman when it's in the dirt and he can't scoop it up. You're like, nice effort. But when they do, it's like, oh, man, that's special because that was an error, and he made the play.
And then when it happens that way, you never look badly at the third baseman who's put in the dirt. So because if you have a John Olerud saving their ace every single time. All right, one more thing for Stearns here. Let's assess the Mets season, Mr. Stearns.
I think any time you go through the type of season, and certainly the ending of the season that we went through, it provides a great opportunity for reflection, evaluation, post-mortem, all of that. I do think
I can understand a Met fan being frustrated, saying, why are you playing in the first place? And you know what? It's a great question.
No, I was checking each one. And then once he started, that one I was given in the benefit of the doubt.
Right. So just keep playing the Macarena. Maybe eventually you'll enjoy it.
Thanks. Get stuck in your head.
Again, if he had just answered like Don.
Blah.
Bing, bing, bing. Bing, bing, bing. Think about that.
You got the job, yes!
Or how about this to describe the season?
Sorry, bro.
Thanks for the effort.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How'd the season go?
You mean?
Yeah. And are you happy? With the general culture?
Don, and nothing's working.
Don, just do me a favor.
Will defense be a factor?
Toolbox secure.
Doesn't make any sense.
There's no tush push if you're not pushing the tush.
Well, just don't throw any drop.
Apparently, these kids here really like the rock and roll.
Why did that?
Don doing Nixon.
That's Nixon.
Don doing Nixon. I've never heard that.
That's Nixon from Laughing.
That wasn't bad, was
Apparently, these kids here really like the rock and roll.
Were you trying to do Ed Sullivan and you came off as Nixon instead?
No, I think I was definitely trying for Nixon.
We got a really big show. Really big show.
It sounds like both. Wow. It was
That's
Nixon at Woodstock. That's the answer I'm being told.
Oh, okay.
It's not good. All right. Nico Harrison's out in Dallas.
That's sad.
We could have seen this happening.
Stevie Wonder saw this coming.
Yeah,
it's sad.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by this, and Alan, we talked about this last year when the crazy moves were made.
Yeah.
And a lot of it got heaped on Nico Harrison. But I was sort of the standpoint, how would ownership have allowed these big deals to happen? You're not moving on from Luka Doncic just because Nico says he's doing it, but
of course,
in the end, he's the fall guy and off to a bad start, one of the worst teams in the West, and he's out.
Well done. That's exactly how to put it, is that this stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum. He didn't walk in and the owner went, wait, what? We just traded Luka? You know that there were some motives there that led to it, but I mean, what sucks is that on paper, after the trade, what you saw Dallas had was like, okay, that could be a good team. But the problem is that then Kyrie got hurt, and they were going to miss him for most of the season. And Anthony Davis, as we know, he's made of paper. And we barely got 2 games into the season, and he got hurt. And now you don't have anything now. And so they're just a really bad team. The Knicks play them next week in Dallas. But it's tough. And then Luka, found religion, got himself in great shape, and L.A. is his team now. I mean, LeBron's been out. It's going to be interesting to see that power struggle when he comes back.
That is an interesting start to the season, that not only does Luka come in great shape and putting in effort, but also then LeBron happens to be out at the start of the year. It makes it a fascinating situation, yes. And they're pretty good.
And it allows Luka to kind of, like this is my team. By the way, Jason Kidd.
Go ahead.
If he had it to do over again, would he have signed the extension to stay in Dallas? Or would he have said to Dallas, I wouldn't mind talking to the Knicks?
You know what?
Whoopie-doo!
Because now he's stuck there with that.
No.
He got paid. Good for him. So did, Billy Donovan got paid. All the coaches that the Knicks reached out to all got extensions.
Well, listen, and people...
Kidd was the one they were targeting the most, and...
People will be back. Kyrie will come back.
Yeah, I guess.
And Flag will develop.
They do have Flag, but he's, it's not been easy for him at the beginning here.
No, but you see it. But you can see what's there.
Oh, yeah. But it's expected.
Clear.
It's going to be tough in the beginning for him. But, yeah, they're just not a very good team right now. And Nico's paying the price for the fact that the fan base is now completely checked out on that franchise.
Being a rookie is so funny. Remember this moment when Cooper Flag is not the leading scorer on the team because P.J. Washington's the leading scorer on the team.
Crazy.
But, Flag averaging 15 points a game in 32 minutes. So not a bad start. 7 rebounds.
Final play, it was weird. They had him on a final play. He's running off a screen. He flops and falls. There's no way he's getting the call. That's a tough look. It's like, dude, just fight through that one and get the ball and make the shot instead of trying to draw a foul on a flop. But
speaking of rookies, Jaguars rookie receiver / cornerback.
This sucks.
Travis Hunter will miss the remainder of the season after undergoing surgery on his right knee. He had LCL damage, and it was repaired by Dr. Dan Cooper. A fine doctor, if I do say so myself.
Dr. Dan.
Big Dr. Dan.
Sure.
And no additional damage to the knee, which is good. So it was just LCL.
So the surgery didn't make it worse. Good.
He'll be back to full activities within 6 months. But obviously, in a season in which this is a team that's still trying to, figure it out, they're 5-4. They're still playing meaningful football. Yeah. That is a big loss.
Donnie, more importantly, does this kind of start to close the door on the idea of the two-way player? Not to say that the two-way play caused the injury, but it just starts to make you wonder, right? Do you think that we can just never have that in football?
It's a great point because there's so many different ways to get hurt, and now you lose 2 positions when they do get hurt. Like with Ohtani, he had Tommy John surgery, but he was able to come back and hit and then eventually pitch, so he was able to give you something. But you get a bad knee, and guess what? I lost a wide receiver in a corner in one fell swoop.
Well, how many snaps was he playing at corner?
They were starting to use him more two-way the last couple of weeks. That's why I asked.
Oh, here you go. Let's see. Can I see this? On his ESPN stats, I don't see it. On Pro Football Reference, you probably could. Now, his offensive stats, 28 receptions, 298 yards, 1 TD. We often know, guys, it is hard for rookie wide receivers. It usually does take a little bit of time. Not always.
They started him, though. Didn't they
Malik
start
Neighbors
him as a
didn't
corner?
take time.
Right? They started him as a corner. Then they gave him some wide receiver snaps. Wasn't that the way it went?
Let me see here. Yeah, so it looks like he really did. His targets picked up recently.
Yeah.
Against the Rams, he had 8 receptions and 14 targets. The week before that, in early October, he had 7 targets. But, yeah, early on, not getting many. Against Houston on September 21st, he had 2 targets. So, they were easing his way in.
Mm-hmm.
But he is now on IR, and that will do it for Travis Hunter. Now, prominent U.S. sports books are establishing a nationwide $200 betting limit on baseball wagers centered on individual pitches and prohibiting such bets from being included in parlays in an attempt to decrease the incentive for manipulation, according to Major League Baseball.
That'll do it.
Now, this, all comes after what we learned about the Cleveland Guardians starter, Luis Ortiz, in a couple of games back in June after some unusual wagering took place. It's going to be interesting to watch this whole sports gambling thing play out over time.
But
it's sprouting up everywhere, huh, guys?
Alan, you had a good point in our meeting today about the logic of why these players would do it, if you remember your point.
Well, a lot of times we hear about players now, again, in baseball, you're coming from different countries and different places where, you don't come from means. So when you start making money, you get this feeling of I've got to take care of my family. I got to take care of people who help me along the way. And sometimes it comes out of your pocket, right? And I've heard a lot of stories about where sometimes a player thinks, listen, like I can't give like my third cousin a loan. I can't keep doing this, but you want to help somebody out. Listen, all right, put a bet on this. I'll throw one in the dirt, put some money in your pocket.
Yeah, because the players aren't going to throw their careers away for
$7, I'm not betting
$8,000
on things, but you want to bet on me? Fine. I'll hey, this guy's out tonight. He's going to be here. Nobody knows it yet. Put money on this.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, can I relate to that? Obviously, it's not illegal, but because of what we do for a living, we could probably, get tickets for, friends to come to a Knick game or come to a Devil game or whatever. That's kind of something, kind of a perk of the job, right? So does a player, he doesn't think anything of it because it's one pitch. It's not going to affect the game. It's not going to ruin the game. I'm not throwing anything. All I have to do is throw one ball in the dirt, and a buddy of mine makes $8,000.
Yeah, it's a nice little favor.
Who's going to know? Who's going to care? It's not affecting the game. I'm not throwing the game. I can overcome throwing the first pitch in the dirt. No big deal. Not realizing that now we live in a world where they can dissect this enough to find it out. You got to punish these guys harshly for it. I know it's not, betting on the outcome of a game that lends to impropriety. It's a problem. But it's an issue, man. It's wrong. It's illegal. And again, the tie-in of and I heard Michael Wilbon, who I have all the respect in the world for, saying, what's the big deal? Everybody bets. Then that's like saying, well, a 16-year-old gets drunk and dies. Everybody drinks. No, there are rules, all right? Just because gambling is legal does not allow you to break the rules. Even in a world where there's legalized gambling, what these pitchers did is illegal. It's against the law, and they could do time. So stop it.
Alan, what about you? It makes you sick, right?
Ooh.
Alan?
Welcome to the what?
He ghosted us.
Cap.
The same thing that he accused you of doing yesterday.
He accused me?
I'm out! He was upset that you just disappeared. And now look, where's Alan?
What's up, boo?
It's an understanding that we have.
Go ahead.
That when we have games, there's certain times we've got to go. Nobody's ghosted anybody. You guys can know.
I see.
I knew he was gone. But why is he saying I ghosted you guys?
You're hurting me.
Okay. And take it all in.
Sorry, what was that, Alan?
I'd rather lay out and take it all in.
Now, did you spend any time with the football last night?
I listened. I got
Kevin Harlan on the call.
I got in the car. It was just the start of the fourth quarter. It was 3-0. Start of the fourth quarter.
It's crazy, right?
And as soon as I turned it on, Philadelphia had like 2 big, huge plays for a touchdown, up 10-0. And then all of a sudden, Green Bay marches down the field and scores a touchdown. So there was like nothing for 3 quarters. And then I turned it on, and bang, out of the blue, 14 points are scored.
And, of course, that was it. Now we're done. Now, it just crossed my mind because Kevin Harlan does a great job on Westwood One. Do you realize that if we got these two great talents together ever to call games, we could have Harlan and Carlin? Think about that.
Well, they're both play-by-play guys, and unless
we can adapt.
Some kind of strange any given Sunday.
Don't you think Carlin could adapt to being a color guy? He's got a voice for it too. Why not?
People are very critical of Any Given Sunday.
The film.
The
Jamie Foxx Pacino vehicle.
That it's just so unrealistic. Nobody brings up the most unrealistic thing of all, and that is a radio broadcast where there are two play-by-play people for both teams on the same broadcast. When do you ever see that?
Well, what do you mean? What's happening?
They have two announcers. Oliver Stone is one. Barry Switzer's the other.
And they're both doing play-by-play.
And they're calling the game, but one's for one team and one's for the other team. So it's like they merged the two broadcasts together.
It's sort of an interesting idea.
It is, but it's so...
Not real.
Not real.
See, but that's what makes you great, Don, is that you're paying attention.
Right. I am paying attention because, again, what did I always tell you? I'd be a great continuity director.
Yeah, no one pays more attention to what's happening. Real quick, we mentioned earlier the Lakers situation. Well, LeBron James will practice with the G League South Bay Lakers this week.
Wait a minute.
That's got to be fun.
Wait a minute. So that's kind of like when a Yankee rehabs at Somerset, right?
Yeah.
But where do
Can
they
you
play?
imagine?
Like, what's the size? I'll find out where they play.
Well, it just says practice. So does it mean that he won't play?
So he's not going to play in a game?
That's so cool, though.
Imagine some of these buildings hold 5,000 people. Can you imagine going to an arena that holds 5,000 people and watch LeBron James play?
Or can you imagine just being one of the – if you're on the bottom end, if you're on the worst player on that G League team, who knows you're never getting a shot at the Lakers. You're a warm body. And now you get to play with LeBron? Not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Also, for you wrestling fans, we are down to now 3 John Cena appearances left. Raw at the Garden next Monday.
That's not nothing.
Survivor Series a couple weeks later in San Diego. And December 13th, Saturday Night's Main Event in D.C. That is it.
This is rapid fire. We're a month away.
Month and it's over. Last night, Cena won, spoiler alert, for the first time ever, John Cena won the Intercontinental Championship. He beat Dominic Mysterio.
We could be in the middle of Miz country.
And John Cena was, the Boston crowd was electric. A lot of fun. If you have not been dialed in, you grew up a John Cena fan, we are down to the last month. That'll do it for ENN on this frigid Tuesday evening.
I think this has been a fascinating show. I really
It's so many different things.
But the one thing it's come at the expense of is really a lot of calls. So let's kick it old school. Last call crew. We're with you till 7 o'clock. 1-800-919-3776.
Any topic you want.
Anything.
Anything you want.
Anything. And when I say anything, I'm saying anything.
Okay.
What movie?
Anything? I don't know.
Anchorman.
Really?
We're just talking about if you put anything on the prompter, he'll say it.
Oh,
and when I say anything,
I mean anything. Is it it's what's his face?
No, it was a woman. I forget who it is.
Who says it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not what's his face.
Christina Applegate.
I got it. Okay.
And then she puts that thing on there.
I know.
Go, like yourself, San Diego.
And here we are.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Score a win this game day with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule. Whether you're running from work or home or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and your packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
1 in every 6 men is likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. That's why New York Presbyterian wants to remind men over 50 to book a prostate cancer screening. A simple blood test is all it takes. It could save your life. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester at locations near you. Schedule your annual prostate cancer screening today at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
1-877 Cars for Kids. car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bathfitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement. Plus, a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bathfitter.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
This isn't from Kimmel, but this is the song that Alan was hoping for.
That's just the original version right there. Beautiful, though.
It is a great song. 1-800-919-3776. Jay in the Bronx. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Jay?
What's up? So first, a coat recommendation for you, Don. Get a pea coat. Pea coats are extremely versatile. They're warm. You can wear them with your suit. You can wear them with your jeans. You could get, they come in different lifestyles. You could get a cheap one. You could get a designer one. But pea coat, way to go, man. Get yourself one.
Well, I mean, that's what we were basically talking about with the top coats is basically a pea coated Jays.
Cool. I'll look into it, man. Thanks,
Pretty much. But so I was listening to your one-hit wonders. The one that infuriates me more than anyone is the Gangnam Style song with the Korean guy that came over. It became a huge hit.
Psy. Yep.
And Sigh. Oh, my God. That song, first of all, it's the only song I think he ever did that ever really was of relevance, but it was just terrible. And I didn't even understand what he was saying in the first place. So I just wanted to put that in there.
Well, I will say this, Jay. You're not wrong. Still better than the Macarena. It's across the universe compared to Macarena. Whatever one you want. Layla.
And it's no, Macarena is really
it's
really bad.
Frank in North Bergen, you're on ESPN New York.
Hey, good evening, guys. Don, I got a question for you. So I agree with you. You know, I'd rather have Shane go ahead and pioneer the search for the next head coach. But how much of a lifeline do you give him, really, if even after you give him, you're extending this courtesy, he messes this up? I mean, because the one thing we fail to do as Giants fans, or even as with the Giants, is that we don't end a bad marriage quickly. You know, better organizations have had a bad marriage. They realize it soon, and then they move on, and they adjust quickly. One of the main examples is the Eagles with their quarterbacks. We went from Carson Wentz to now Jalen Hurts or what have you, and once they realized that they made a mistake with Carson Wentz,
right,
they were able to end it quick.
Well, remember, Frank, you've got to make a decision on Shane's contract. He's signed through 26. So it's an audition these last 7 games for him. If they go 4-3, say, in the last 7, then maybe you feel good about giving Shane a contract extension. If they go 0-7 and look like everybody just quit, well, then everybody's gone. Shane's gone. The entire coaching staff. Kafka obviously isn't given a chance to be the head coach, and he'll be gone as the OC, and you're going to start over. So all Ian O'Connor was saying is there is an exit strategy depending on what happens the rest of the way. And then come January, they'll hire a coach. Right now, Shane's making calls, making recommendations, working to try to get the next head coach. But also trying to see if his players that he drafted function and that these coaches respond. And Kafka obviously has got a reason to win games because he's auditioning to be a head coach. Remember, he has interviewed other places. He wants to be a head coach. He wants to make this work. So that's the way you got to look at it. These last 7 games are an audition for him, and it's an audition for Shane. Now, I don't think they have to win as many games, Peter, for Shane to keep his job as Kafka to get the job, but it all depends on how it looks. And those first 3 games are a beast. Home against the Packers, at Lions, at Patriots. I don't care where you're angling, especially if Dart's up in the air, starting against Green Bay, you're probably going to 0-3. But lose 40-0 in all 3 games is a lot different than, losing 17-14.
And how about this? Not blowing leads.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. You're coming in a situation with a coach who is doing, Don, the worst thing you can do. Blowing games in the fourth quarter. There's nothing worse.
Which tells you that for 3 quarters, you were good enough to win. And then it all came apart because then it became winning time and couldn't get the job done. Let's go to Ron in the car. You're on ESPN New York.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Young coordinator you should go with. If you're young coordinator you should go with, if you're even thinking that route, is probably Clint Kubiak simply because of the name. So
and there's been success in the job that he's done. Clint Kubiak, I think, is a top 5 contender for this job, and I think he will get a look. But obviously, that's somebody that's a little busy right now, so you're not going to get to talk to him until the season is over. But I'm sure phone calls are being made as we speak of just, are you interested? And that's why I think it's important when you're making those phone calls that these coaches have an answer on who the general manager is going to be. Well, we're going to see how it ends here. All right, well, you know what? Give me a call when the season's over then. I'm not going to tell you I'm interested. Come in and have a legitimate conversation with you when you don't even know what's going on there for the rest of the season. Not a good look at all. Let's go to Jimmy in Montclair. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good.
Hey, just a different topic here. Man, I'm a double season ticket holder. Don, you're the best, man. That game yesterday was one of the best games I've seen in a while. The Islanders are definitely going somewhere this year. Just the line changes for the Devils, I feel like they were all over the place yesterday. Jack Hughes needs to stop turning the puck over. But, yeah, man, love the show.
Well, I appreciate it. He had 11 shots on goal in that game, but no goals. And the Devils are getting opportunities. Sorokin was playing out of his mind. And that's where the Islanders' best chance of making the playoffs lies, is just getting great goaltending. But I'll tell you, this Matthew Schaefer is special. Horvat's got goals in 6 consecutive games. They're playing well. They've bounced back after the loss to Minnesota and beat the Rangers at the Garden and beat the Devils at the Rock. Now, it was a fun game. I mean, even though the final score was 3-2, you had the late goal by the Devils. You had a great goal by Barzal in overtime. That was a fun game to call for sure. Griffin in Connecticut. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Griff?
Hey, guys. What if you do the Pusick sucks with my no? I know that probably won't work. No.
That's not bad.
Let me try one more time.
You suck, Pusick.
No.
I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it's, there's words.
Drops were hit.
Griffin was happy, though. I like that.
Yeah.
Don,
Yes.
I need some positivity or something. The Capitals are really struggling, Don. I know it's early on, but without Pierre-Loup Dubois, I'm starting to think there's a possibility we could miss the playoffs. Help me try to be positive, Don, here.
Well, the positive thing, you've only lost a couple of games in a row, but only 3 wins in your last 10. You're 3 points out of a playoff spot. All right? I mean, you look at the worst team in the Eastern Conference has 14 points. The last playoff spot belongs to Philadelphia with 18. Nobody's running away with anything. All right? You got Ovechkin off to a slow start. Luc Dubois is out. That obviously hurts them. But listen, I don't think you're a President's Trophy winner like you were last year. But I still think you can be a playoff team. I'm going to get a chance to see him on Saturday. I'll be down there Saturday for the game. But nobody's out of it.
Thompson has been able to keep us, I think, in some of these games that have helped us. That's the one thing that I'm positive of. We do have a very good goaltender.
I will just say that it's been a weird year. Calgary is by far the worst team in the league, and they're only 8 points out of a playoff spot. The bottom feeders from last year, the Chicagos, the San Jose's, the Anaheims, are all playing out of their mind. There's so much parity in this league right now. You just can't freak out. You're only 15 games into the season, Griffin. Thank you for the phone call. That's just 15 games out of 82. And I know it's the only 15 games, and if you're a hockey fan, you're invested in how your team has started. But you got to relax, man. You got to relax. When you're sitting only 3 points out of a playoff spot, and you still have all these games left remaining, man, you're going to be fine. Teams are going to go through injuries, and you're going to have to find a way to recover from that. But it's really hard to go from President's Trophy winner to missing the playoffs. But I'm telling you, there's parity. There's a lot of teams that are on the upswing and a lot of teams that are very, very close. Look at the Rangers. Couldn't win at home. Can't lose on the road. Right? It's only 15 games. Or November hockey.
It's preseason, Don.
It's not preseason because obviously it matters. I just think that there's a lot of really good teams and they're playing well, and you don't have those like bottom feeders that are going to just be god awful. They all got young kids and they're all playing well. But as the season wears on, like your Penguins right now are playing really good, but you're getting amazing starts for Crosby, Letang, Malkin.
You don't know where they'll be in 2 months.
Is that sustainable with their age? Like, listen, Crosby's amazing, but is that sustainable? I mean, Crosby's got the best start he's gotten off to since 16-17. It's almost 10 years ago.
That's insane.
But it's early, and I wouldn't get too crazy. We're going to close out with your phone calls at 1-800-919-3776. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock. Then it's Knicks basketball on ESPN New York.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same day or next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SamwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
John Ryan.
Yeah, Dad.
I think I came up with a killer slogan for our law firm. D'Agostino and Associates, bite back.
Bite back?
Yeah. When someone hurts you, you bite back. We'll be the law firm that bites back.
Dad, that's brilliant. Accident victims, call D'Agostino and Associates and bite back. Hey, we could even put a big vicious dog on billboards everywhere.
Yeah, and Rottweilers on buses.
Hey, how about a toll-free number?
What are you thinking?
You know, like 1-800-BITE-BACK.
1-800-BITE-BACK. That's brilliant.
But what if people hear fight back?
Easy. I'll spell it out for them, like 1-800-BITE. Back. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Love it. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
All this talk about biting back got me hungry.
Me too. Want to grab lunch?
Sure. Hey, how about a jingle?
You mean like D'Agostino, law, bite back?
Hey, bro. Weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Oh, I can't believe we blew a 5-touchdown lead.
Sure, but you got to feel like they were going to win for almost the entire game.
But I was about to buy playoff tickets.
So you were prepared for a good time. That's pretty nice.
It's the worst loss any team has ever had.
And you got to witness history.
Okay, we're done here.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Paying extra for tire care is BS. You know, bad service. So at Midas, we're rolling out our BS-free tire guarantee, included with paid installation and tax on every purchase. You'll pay nothing for flat replacements, nada for flat repairs, and zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles. That's $0 for all that. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the BS-free tire guarantee, only at Midas.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time,
it's Charlie time.
It's Tully time. The Knicks host the Grizzlies with live coverage immediately following us on 880 at 7 o'clock, and the Nets will take on the Raptors in Brooklyn at 7. That was Red Rider. That's a good song. I like that song. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore responsibly. I can't think of his first name, but you know the song, Life is a Highway. I want to ride it all night long. You know that song?
Of course I do.
That's the lead singer of Red Rider.
Really?
Sure.
What's
the wrestling movie with Matthew Modine? Tom Cochran. Thank you very much, Jacob.
The wrestling movie with Matthew Modine?
Yeah, what was the name of it
I think
again?
it's called If It Were Up Your...
If it was up there, you would know. Oh, if it was up there, you would know.
Have we ever taken that to the air? One of the main lines we say off the air that we've never said on the air.
Right.
If it were up there, you'd know.
You'd know.
Except we don't say there. We get more specific.
And it's something that somebody at this radio station would say all the time.
Michael.
We'd say, like, if I had a question, it's responsible all the stuff, you know. And then it became a song.
And it doesn't make sense. It never even made sense.
It makes sense to the standpoint of, I really don't care what your question is. And
if it were up
here,
then
you would know. You know, so.
Hey, fight fans.
Yes.
Get ready for UFC 322.
Why not?
This Saturday, here's the deal. Team ESPN is going to be at the Rutherford. I call it the Rutherford B. Hayes, across from MSG, 6 to 7:30. It is a great spot. Bud Light drafts, amazing bucket specials all night long, giveaways, hang out. The Rutherford, Saturday night, 6 to 7:30. Brought to you by Bud Light. Proud to be the official beer sponsor of UFC. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy it responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light beer, St. Louis, Missouri. It always bothered me when I found out it was Anheuser-Busch.
Instead of Anheuser?
I always thought it was Amheiser.
You really?
When I was young, Amheiser. Doesn't it sound like it should be Amheiser? Anheuser.
No, I always felt An, but I have the same kind of things where
I was like, why isn't it Amheiser? It's Anheuser.
Because there's an N in it.
Well, if it were up there, you'd know.
Let's go to Felicia in Mississippi. You're on ESPN New York.
We love Felicia. Hi, Felicia.
Hey guys, thanks so much for taking the call. I tried to get there earlier, but it's just been a busy day. So I just kind of wanted to chime in, Don. It's so funny. I kind of almost feel like a fraud because as soon as we scored, I immediately switched over to the Devils broadcast and rewound it so I could hear your call. So I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, my husband was like, he's like, you're almost like a fraud now.
No, you're still an Islander fan, but you wanted to check in on your boy. Yeah. I get it.
But I was going to say too about earlier the call. If it was like Butchie saying it, absolutely would have been a jab at you. But then it was Brendan, totally not, because he's such a nice guy. But my final point is, as soon as the Devils scored, I was like, here we go again. Like I was just negative Nancy. I was like, they're going to lose. They're going to blow it in overtime. And so this team just has a little bit different feel to me those past a few weeks. So I'm excited. Thanks for taking the call, guys.
Well, if you're going to get that kind of goaltending from Sorokin, you're going to be just fine. Now, I still worry about them offensively because, we'll see if Horvat can keep this up. I've been disappointed with Barzell's production in the latter half of his career, especially since he got the contract. Anders Lee's getting up there in age, but they've got, Paul Mary's still doing it. But that was a game where I thought the Devils outplayed them. They outchanced them. They outshot them. But Sorokin was special. And you had a putrid power play scored just when you needed it at the end of the game and went 1-for-1. So you got the extra point. You got the best of the Rangers and the Devils, so you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself. Richard in Manhattan.
There he
is,
Big
New York. What's up?
Hi, Don. Peter. The greatest one-hit wonder. 1970 Mungo Jerry. In the summertime.
That is a good song.
You got women down. What's that?
Oh, that is a good song. That's that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, the greatest, Peter. The greatest.
That's Mungo
Jerry. His one and only hit.
I wonder why he didn't have more of a career with a name like that.
Oh, man, what a song. Anyway, Don, do you know that the Rangers have the best defensive team in the NHL right now at this point, giving up 2.53 goals per game? So that's
and that was the objective going in, to get better defensively, and they have.
All right, now you guys mentioned trades, New York trades last week. I'll give you my 6, and you tell me which ones you would take out and who you'd put in. These are the 6 in chronological order. The Maris trade to the Yankees, Roger Maris. Kittle trade to the New York Giants. Yes. The Busher trade to the Knicks. Messier to the Rangers. Jay Kidd to the Nets. and Eli to the Giants. The best is the Busher. No, it changed not only the team, the culture, and the sport. The Busher to the Knicks was the greatest trade in New York history in my 60 years of watching.
Well, now, I know you're not an Islander guy, but what about the Butch Goring deal with the Kings?
Yeah, but that was indirect. They had all those great plays, right? That had the most effect.
But they couldn't.
They started winning with him.
I know they couldn't get over the hump.
You can't say it was him.
I know. But I understand they had all those great players, Richard, but they could not get over the hump. They couldn't win the big game. They couldn't win the big series. Upset by the Rangers. Upset by the Maple Leafs. They get Butch Goring, and they win 4 straight Stanley Cups.
All right, well, my game is up. I got a call from Richard where he mentioned Dave DeBuscher, which means I have to take a shot of heroin right to the vein.
Well, to the vein.
I go right.
I've never seen anybody do it live.
Yeah, right there.
Can handle it?
When Richard mentions DeBuscher, I go with the H.
All those trades were good.
Solid.
DeBuscher was changed the culture. YA, we had him on our list for football trades, right? Roger Maris to the Yankees. He won an MVP.
Roma, as I call him.
And, of course, broke the home run record.
Yeah, 61.
Those are really good deals. Messier, of course, ended the curse.
Can we ask EJ what he wanted to say about wrestling real quick?
Quickly, EJ.
Oh, let me tell you, Peter. Elimination Chamber could be one of the best pay-per-views of all time. Got me completely back into wrestling. What a beautiful thing.
Well, you mean last year, the Cena heel turn is what you mean?
Yes, that was.
Wow. Thank you, buddy. Your phone line's horrible, but I squeezed you in.
Yeah, I saw the wrestling there. I wanted to squeeze it in myself, but you got it in without my help. Turn that around. See if you can turn it around in the next 40 seconds. It deserves to be aired today.
You wanted to squeeze it in, and you did it without my help.
It deserves to be aired today.
Hey,
LaGreca, open your mouth.
That is something you
and
did.
Maybe we can, you know what? Maybe pair that with the open your mouth LaGreca. I think that would work.
I don't even think you need to.
Well, listen.
You suck.
And the difference is, respectfully to our dear compadre Alan, he forces those moments.
No, these all just happen.
They got to happen organically.
They just do.
It's your tittle.
All right, we're going to talk to you tomorrow at 3:00. Enjoy the Knicks. Enjoy the Nets.
Be warm,
we'll talk
everyone.
To you tomorrow.